Now it's taken another 10 points, and as you look back towards it, Jackson, this thing is less recognizable than it was. It is now a crusted mass of like black pieces that are forming a shell over the soft, gooey interior. Damn it, I made it sound delicious. G'day, I am Dave, and I am the Keeper of Arcane Lore for Call of Cthulhu on the Chaosium Stream of Chaos. This is part 2 of the second scenario in our Mansions of Madness playthrough, The Cracked and Crook'd Manse. You can get your own copy of this book from chaosium.com, and you can find part 1 of this scenario along with all of our other live plays on the Chaosium YouTube. If you enjoy our content, leave a comment and consider following the channels to get updates on what's being released and what we're looking to work on next. As always, thanks to Roll20, Sirenscape, and Web Captioner. These 3 are great tools which we use to help run Call of Cthulhu. There's links to these websites and everything else I've mentioned in our description. Now, where we begin, our 3 investigators have journeyed from Boston out to Gamwell, a rural town where they're looking for Arthur Cornthwaite, an explorer who was an old friend of Isabella's, who seems to have gone missing. They spoke to the Dodge brothers, who are a group of attorneys in town, as well as Stan Artemis, a local reporter, and the Haggertys, who run a boarding house and a sort of a cafe and general store attached to it. They then headed out to the Fitzgerald Manse and estate, and they began to look around. Noticed a few strange things. There was salt scattered on some of the floors. A reporter's boots were in the hallway, but there was no sign of him, although they thought they may have heard something. And finally, they discovered a strange letter, which implied that there was something ominous going on in the house, if that weren't already dreadfully apparent. So as we introduce each of our investigators today, why don't you tell me where your investigator currently is, what they're doing, what they look like, and how they're feeling as night begins to set in at the Fitzgerald estate. Art, why don't you go first?
Hey, I'm Art. I am playing Monkey, who is a small, slight, scrappy acrobat, who is in their early 20s, but looks about 12. Mishmashed attire of all various fun things. Monkey, I think, honestly, at this point, Monkey's probably in the trophy room.
Having a dig through.
Trying to like find some interesting things. Is also kind of looking for like a hidden room or somewhere where this person that we're looking for might be. Our friend Joe Varelli. Because, you know, his boots are outside and it's weird that he isn't here. So, like, officially looking for Joe, unofficially looking at shiny things.
Just going through stuff. Yeah, so Isabella thought that she might have noticed that there was like a gap between 2 of the rooms that you're beginning to hunt through. But as you said, you got distracted in the trophy room, which is filled to the brim with pots and vases, musical instruments and idols that Mr. Cornthwaite has collected from his ventures all across the globe. So as you're sort of going through some of them, hoping maybe one of them is a lever, and when it doesn't prove to be a lever, considering pocketing it. All right, perfect.
If it's pocket-sized, it's going in my pockets. Although I will say, for anything that is pocketed, something is taken out of another pocket, like, you know, a small ball of like really bright red string, or like an acorn that's been painted with like peeling brass paint or something, and like just puts it where the other things were, as like that. Just like for everything that's taken, something goes back.
It's
always
equal exchange. It's a treasure for a treasure. All right, so as Monkey goes through the trophy room, let's meet Brad.
Hey, I'm Jackson, and I'm playing Dr. Brad Fogarty. I think, something like that. You get the idea. Psychologist extraordinaire, psychologist and psychiatrist to the mythos. He is right now firmly implanted in the library with a growing sense of unease. The sense of unease in full bloom, as often he has, because he keeps ending up in these mythos-infused houses, and he has to rely on his winning personality to find common ground and talk his way out of this mess. So he's a bit concerned that we haven't turned up the reporter, but last time he ended up in a haunted house, the journal of the house owner seemed to be the key to cracking the entire case. So he is flipping through the library as best he can, trying to find any kind of journal or any kind of personal effects that might tell us a little bit more about Cornthwaite's state of mind.
Yeah, when in doubt, hit the library, see what you can find. Yeah, so you're sitting in this grand library. Several of the books are missing. It's readily apparent that his collection has downsized recently and there's large gaps in the shelves. But the man was well traveled and he's got a sizable collection. So you're taking the time to flip through some of them and look for anything of note, potentially tied to the mythos. So as we leave Brad in the library, Monkey upstairs, let's meet our final investigator, Isabella.
Yes, I am James, and I am playing Isabella, explorer extraordinaire, and of course, at the end of the day, very practical woman. I'm being practical because the handout that we got said that there was a monster in this house, and we have a pair of boots with nobody in them, which seems to suggest the monster might have already got to somebody. We know that the monster has a weakness so simple that, and then we found salt everywhere, and we found the chemical formula for salt written up on a wall. So I am looking for salt. I am desperately trying to find, I'm going down to the kitchen if I can. I'm tearing through shelves. I don't know where somebody normally keeps salt in the house. I eat a lot of salt myself, but I don't think that normal people have it in like a bedroom cupboard. So salt somewhere. There's got to be somewhere.
Yes, I mean, the kitchen seems like a good place to start, right? So you've gone through all the containers, and there is a notable absence of salt. You find the pepper shaker next to the... Oh, it's not there. You find, the large bags of flour, rice, and... Oh, no, it's not there either. It appears that all of it has been removed, and what little you were able to salvage is now in Monkey's pockets, unless they've replaced it for an brass idol of unknowable power or something. So you're currently digging through the kitchen. There's also signs of like moldy plates and things in here. Clearly no one's been in there for a little while.
I can't stretch you to, there's some artisanal salts, some rosemary salt, maybe some chicken salt down at the bottom that's been forgotten about, nothing like that.
Right down the edge. I mean, hey, it's worth looking for. And as we now go into play, you can continue to look for it. So night is beginning to set outside. The storm that was only just beginning to pick up as you drove up to the Fitzgerald Manse is now in full flight. It's not devastating, but you can hear the branches of the trees outside bent against the windows, occasionally tapping ominously along the edges or scraping against them. The downpour hits the roof above, and because it's all bent and twisted, it finds points of entry. And Monkey, from the room you're in, you can see like a large trophy that's been placed under one to serve as a bucket is slowly filling with muddy water. On the lower level, it's a little bit drier, but it's beginning to seep in under the window frames where they're buckled and twisted. What do the three of you want to do?
I'm gonna keep looking. I gave my activities away.
Yep.
I'm desperate to get us some kind of weapon, and I think that honestly the others, they're the smart or resourceful ones in terms of getting into places. In Monkey's case, I was kind of joking about the artisanal salt, but curing salt might be something that potentially someone in the 1920s could have hanging around in their pantry and on a bottom shelf that they might forget about. Okay. So can I make a spot hidden or some form of that?
Yep, don't roll it just yet. I'll get what everyone's doing, but you absolutely may. So you're going to continue looking for salt. Let me just get up the description for the kitchen to make sure that I haven't missed anything, because one thing of note is that there is a doorway which presumably leads down to the cellar or something, which is completely barred and locked. You've given it a jiggle a couple times because there might be additional stores down there, but it does not budge and you cannot get inside.
Okay, what I'm particularly looking at is that little room that says pantry. So I'm figuring something might be in there. That's kind of where I'm focusing my search.
No worries. All right, so you're going to be looking between the two of those. Dr. Brad Fogarty, how about yourself?
I'm inclined to take a library use roll to see find other personal journals or see if I can figure out what Cornthwaite was reading most recently as it pertains to this alleged monster.
Yeah, definitely. So from where you are, the library is a large and beautiful room. At one point, this would have been possibly the pride of the manor. And there's comfortable chairs where he could have whiled many an evening away, poring through his books. As I said, a lot of the books are missing. He's clearly downsized not long ago, but you haven't quite deduced what portions of his collection are gone just yet. Additionally, across the hallway, as you can now see on the map I've shared, the study may also contain more information for his journal. So you can begin in the library and work your way across as you go. All right, so that'll be a library use roll from yourself. Lastly, monkey. Hidden room or like an appraise throughout the trophy section, is that it? Or what do you want to do?
I think, like, as we've established, monkey does not care or just doesn't know about monetary value.
Yeah.
It's much more like,
It's the
is
shine.
it shiny and can it fit in a pocket? So once they've gathered a couple of things from the trophy room, they'll probably be like, okay, and then head out. And the salt in the main room,
Sure.
was there a trail of it from anywhere or to anywhere, or was it just on the sills and under the doors?
You head back into the main bedroom where the salt piles have been disturbed by movement, and you begin to try and have a look around. There is no immediately apparent trail. It looks as though it was like sprinkled over these areas, but you could try a track or spot hidden roll to see if there's more somewhere or where it came from, kind of deduce the situation of how this came about.
I'll spot hidden to see if I can just find more, because
All right.
this seems to be the last place it was used.
That sounds good. So let's pop you across to the master bedroom. And all right, so can I get a spot hidden roll from Isabella and from Monkey and from Bradley? I think libraries.
All right, as I frantically throw sacks of flour into the air, tearing the place apart.
Ooh.
Okay, I'm really tearing the place apart.
What's your spot hidden?
It is not over 50. I'm afraid I have it set to verbose, and I'm afraid it is not showing.
That is great news. All right,
Isn't
we have a fumble.
Isn't it a failure regardless?
Oh yeah, it's. Oh, you're right.
100?
Sorry, you're right. Over 50 is still 100 to fumble. All right, fantastic. So let's go through it one at a time. On the upper level, Monkey, unfortunately, you just can't tell. In fact, you're pretty confident there is no trail. They were just put in piles, and you're not really able to deduce anything much further. Let me just confirm that there's no other information for this room. There is some money put aside, which I think we mentioned previously, and you found the note already. So you think you've gotten you've gotten the measure of this. All right, downstairs in the library, you've spent some time in a library in your past, Dr. Fogarty, whiled away the evenings at university, and then throughout your like actual job, research. On occasion. So what you notice is that, first of all, the missing items are all tied to South America. It appears he's collected up every journal that he probably had quite a few for his previous expedition, and he's offloaded them somewhere or relocated them to another room. Additionally, there is mold and moisture gathered across almost all the books. They aren't quite unusable, but they are well on their way to becoming as such. Additionally, you notice that there is a piece of paper that's been twisted up, not neatly rolled, but like actually twisted so it begins to crumple, and jammed into a hole in one of the pieces of wood. And as you pull it out, it's yellow and twisted, and it's almost completely illegible, but you can see the signature AC scrawled on the side of it in a spidery text. Now, you're an intelligent man. Could you give me an intelligence check?
I'm sure I can. I'm actually a little bit above 65, but I'll give it a go.
You're an educated man, I should have said. Can you give me an intelligence check? Oh, he's an intelligent man.
Can.
That's pretty good. Based on the age of this paper, this probably wasn't written by Arthur Cornthwaite. This was probably written by a previous owner of the house or something.
Wow.
And it'd take quite a bit of time to try and figure out what's been written on it. It's been aged away, almost completely smeared into blackness, and the paper crumbles in your hand.
Let me think back to what we heard about the previous owners as I look at my notes and hope I have some notes. Do those initials match?
So
any
the-
previous ones?
I don't think you got names. So the
okay.
what you were definitely told was that there are the first set of owners. A young man came back from the Civil War and murdered everyone in his family after he survived some gruesome battle. Then the house was left for some time before being moved back into by a new family from the city. Eventually, the father snapped and took a knife to his wife and 2 young girls, murdering them, and was never found. Now, with that intelligence check, you could figure out that actually they were the Kerwins, so the C at least lines up. You're not 100% sure if the A does, but it's in that vein. All right. Now, as we leave you there... sorry.
What did the paper say?
You don't know. It's only got you were able to decipher the initials AC, but nothing more. Yeah, you could spend some time studying. Yeah, and it's almost completely fallen apart. As you try and pry it out of this knot in the wood, there's gaps and frays. Pieces of it's already begun to come apart.
And quality of old paper.
I know, bastards. All right, let's leave you there and journey back to Isabella, who's in the kitchen. You've gone through one room after another, and you've seen no sign of the salt. The pantry is completely void of it, but you are fairly convinced now that that locked door that presumably goes down to the cellar, that's where it's got to be. Down in the lower portions. It is the last spot where it could be.
We need the salt to try and defeat the monster, which is lurking somewhere in the house. I am going to get down into the cellar. So I'm going to rush over to the door. It's pretty locked, you said.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've got a key shaped like a shoulder, so I'm going to take a running start and try and just bash straight through.
All right, make a strength roll for me, please.
Okay, fantastic. There's not a handy crowbar or something sitting right by the stove, is there, that I can use?
You could not next to the stove. People tend not to keep their tools there, but you could head back out to the shed in the
There's no time.
garden.
We've got to get
rain.
down.
Go for a strength roll
also
then.
have a key shaped like a monkey.
Oh, holy shit. Okay, your first impact against the door shudders the whole thing, and you can feel the door frame begin to buckle around it. But it's fast. It's as if it's actually the door goes straight into a wall and there's nothing on the other side. You rear back, and just as you hit it again, it completely buckles inwards, as if a void is now on the other side of it. The door flies in and your foot begins to slip. You stumble just an inch down the first foot into the cellar before catching yourself. With that extreme, you are going to be able to stumble backwards before getting caught, because what has happened is on the other side of the wall, an immense wall of like slime and viscous just mass has receded, allowing a bubble in front of the doorway that you can stumble through, an attempted trap.
Oh my god, so I could have walked straight in.
Straight into it. But you're going to need to make a sanity roll, because floating inside it, you can see bones and pieces of sinew and muscle gathered from not only animals, but also people that are going to be pulled apart like water on paper. Go for a sanity roll, please.
I'll start to shriek and yell, it's here, assuming that I pass my sanity enough to do that. That's a fail.
Can you please roll a... Oh, dude. It's 2d10.
2d10?
You have seen the main mass of this thing which lurks underneath the house. You are now keenly aware that this is what made the footfalls on the upper level deaden for a moment. This is what presumably hit Joe Varelli, and this is what might kill you.
We're gonna die. Which really is pretty good, but it's
That
still enough
is-
to...
More than 6 in one hit.
It definitely is. Is it your indefinite insanity? Is it over a 5th for today?
No, it is not.
All right, make an intelligence roll, please. There is still a chance.
Okay.
Can you comprehend what lingers before you?
No.
Oh, by 2.
So this is one of the ones you want to fail. You actually, James, I leave it in your hands. How do you deal with this?
I fall backwards. I see the big wall of slime. I see the bones inside it. and I think it's not moving. I think it's not alive. And that's the one thing that saves me, because I presume that it's actually just some still force, and it's not about to launch itself towards me. When I realize that later, I'll be calm enough. But for the time being, I just shriek, "It's here! I found it!" And I'm going to stagger up and try and get back, scrambling out of the room towards Monkey, who has some of the salt.
So you take 2 steps back up, and when you go to close the door frame, it's completely buckled. This is not a suitable barrier. As you are yelling, Bradley, you hear it immediately, and Monkey, you too, from the upper level, can hear Isabella's cries. What does everyone do?
To the kitchen.
All right, you go sprinting towards the kitchen, Monkey.
Gotta find more salt.
Okay, all right. You can make a spot hidden check on the upper level to try and locate it, but you are pretty sure you've got the most of it in this room, and there's little reason for it to be in any of the other ones.
We need your cannon arm flinging salt down here. Take this thing out.
Alright,
Isabella,
I'm pretty sure it's not here then, I guess.
And additionally, Isabella, with your sense for this thing, it is too large. A few handfuls is going to unless it's going to trigger an explosion, this isn't going to deal with it. And now you're aware that this thing has a mass in the cellar. There's nothing stopping its arms from having reached all throughout the house and possibly further abroad.
Oh god.
Brad runs for the kitchen. Monkey, what do you want to do? You want to continue a search?
I want to climb out the window.
Okay, where are you heading?
Get out of the house.
Okay, all right. Can you give me?
I'm going to the shed.
Okay, can you give me a climb roll, please?
Absolutely.
All right. Bradley, as you stumble into the kitchen, you notice the mess of cutlery and forks. Isabella has backed away from the door, and she's pointing into the darkness beyond with a shaking hand. The lights are out through most of the area, so you're not able to see what's below it, but you can hear a squelching and a bubbling from inside. And just on the edge of the light, you can see a glint as something shiny and reflective begins to approach. Monkey, do you want to push the roll? Otherwise, you're not stuck. Sorry, you're not going to fall. You just aren't going to go for it unless you're willing to take the damage.
If I push, is the issue that I'll fall?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck it, I'm going to push it.
Rock and roll.
You got it.
Can I push it that way?
All right. You scramble out the side of it, and you have to kick at one of the door frames because it's wedged and it won't open. Eventually, the glass shatters and drops down to the floor below. You perch yourself up in the windowsill, lean out, and spot a bush that looks pretty suitable. With a small prayer, you let go of your hands and fall down towards the lower level. Unfortunately, it is not as safe as it looked, and you are going to take a d6 of damage. If you want to go ahead and roll that.
Oh, this is not good. We don't want broken legs right as this thing starts to eat people.
4.
Oh, okay.
That's not a major wound, is it?
I don't know why.
Okay, half your hit points.
Oh no, Monkey's got like 11 hit points.
Okay,
Why?
you're good.
Someone who's tiny, they're like quite robust.
Yeah.
In terms of
You've fallen off things all the time, so you hit the
That's
ground.
kind of what I was going for. Yeah, it's, Monkey's constitution is 70.
You're
Oh
pretty
my
good then,
god.
You're hanging by like an arm and a prayer for several hours every night. You've got some constitution. You've
learned to
got
use
that
it.
like exhaustion buffer.
Yep. So you hit the ground on the outside and stumble for a moment, but you are on the perimeter. Bradley, what is your first action as you come in? Is it immediately backing out and away from this thing, or otherwise we're going to go to a sanity?
It's probably to grab Isabella and get her out of the room because I assume she's in trouble.
Okay. All right. Isabella, what are you doing? Aiming to battle?
I'm trying to catch Bradley and get him out of the room. So we're sort of grabbing at each other, both trying to rescue the other.
All right. We're going to go to Dex then. As you have both relocated, Isabella, yours was stumbling backwards. Bradley, yours was sprinting into the room. Let me update the map because this door has now exploded.
I'm getting flashbacks to when we were running out of the basement from the child thing in the last scenario. When that happened, cousin Bradley, you were a little slow, so don't be slow this time, or you'll get your leg crushed again.
Also,
Noted.
like, maybe don't muss this one's hair.
Oh, that's Bradley's
Or try
trademark.
to feed
Yeah,
it
I'm
bits
pretty
of it.
sure this is like gelatinous cube level, just
Alright.
gone.
I don't know. Oh, everyone wants something. You just gotta find out what it is.
inside.
Bradley.
And then you meet it halfway. You compromise. That's what healthy relationships
Gonna
are
give
built
it
on.
half your flesh.
Exactly.
Gross.
All right,
Yeah.
so as the creature begins to push its way out of the cellar, it probably fills this lower level. Tendrils ease up, and from the fireplace behind you, you notice two arms begin to squeeze out from the cracks in the house. One enveloped like under through the drawers and begins to lash around Bradley. Brad, can you make a sanity roll for me first thing, and then I'm going to need fighting brawl checks from both of you to oppose this
Oh my
thing's
God.
attacks or dodge. Up to you.
Is this, if I may ask, is this like an acidic kind of thing? Like when it touches us, are we burnt or poisoned, or is it just squelchy and sticky and trying to yank us in?
It is like, it's very similar to like an aloe vera plant, you know, where it's kind of, it is
lovely.
liquidy, but it has mass to it. It does not seem to be acidic, although possibly over time it might leave rashes and burns. It is more a sucking, grabbing motion that begins to pull you backwards. It's going to grapple you more than consume you immediately.
Well, Isabella's going to throw out all of her aloe vera creams when she gets home, assuming she gets home.
Yep. So Bradley, that's a success. So you can roll a D4 for me, please, for sanity loss. Isabella, you've gotten a success. You're going to oppose it with grapple, with fighting, rather than
That is correct.
try and dodge. All right. So Bradley, take a D4 of sanity loss, and let me get.
I have. It was 4.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Bit concerning. That's not your temporary, is it? Oh, your indefinite rather.
No. Still a while away. It's a 5th, right?
Yes. Yes, that's right. You're all good then.
Rounded down, rounded up.
Round it up. All right. Isabella, this one's for you.
Yes. Okay.
That's a failure.
Ooh.
And Bradley, this one's for you. That's also a failure. Do you want to dodge or fight back? Sorry, you should have had to decide that before I roll.
Yeah. No. I was looking at my skill list and I was gonna go whichever one was higher. Brawl 25, dodge 22.
Okay.
Brawl, punch it.
Or
No, but dodge
wins
wins
on a
ties,
tie,
and
yeah.
brawl loses ties. So I'll go for the dodge.
Makes sense. Okay, all right. You stumble backwards, but fortunately the thing isn't able to interact. It's not particularly quick, although these tendrils certainly are faster than the main mass, which is taking some time to push its way up and out of the room. All right, who's got the highest dexterity, actually? This thing is definitely going to act last.
Okay, that's good to know. My dexterity is 55. Now, since I riposted it, did I sock it? Did I
Oh
do
yeah,
anything?
absolutely. Sorry, roll your damage.
Okay, thank you. So that will be. Now, did I have my baton out? I said when I was walking around last session that I would have been carrying it.
Yeah,
but I
but
can understand that I
From your
wouldn't have.
fumble and then the failed sanity, that was you bashing it, stumble backwards. You can now pull it out, but that was just you reacting so far.
Cool. All right. So it's going to be 1 plus 1d4
Go for it.
for 3 damage to the thing.
3 damage,
Because
yeah,
I
that's-
punch it as hard as I can.
That's not bloody bad. Unfortunately, as you connect with it, it will take damage, but it will only take 2. Because
Okay.
the mass of this creature means you're just unable to really impact properly, and it reduces all damage to the minimum possible.
Okay. All right. That is good to know.
But you've connected.
Well,
Points on the
Yeah,
board.
2 damage. It's
not
better
nothing.
than nothing.
You can take it.
How much health can it have? 200? Oh god.
All right. So Bradley's got 40. You said Isabella has 50. Is that right, James?
55.
55 better. Monkey, what are you at?
80.
Oh, you are first by a lot. What would you like to do? You are outside the house. The storm is dropping buckets down around you. Inside, you hear a yell, but most of it's muffled by the falling rain. Your leg hurts badly, and in the distance, you can hear like thunder rolling across the horizon.
Shed, please.
Okay.
Gonna pull myself up. Gonna like kind of test my ankle, which I'm pretty sure I've like wrenched a little.
Yeah.
So it's not like bruised upper thigh, twisted ankle, probably like slightly sore shoulder, just like connected with the ground. But I'll sort of hobble and then actually start moving as things loosen up in the direction of the shed.
It is strained a little bit, but it's not enough to completely slow you down. You take off across the garden, slipping and stumbling through the overhanging forest, and eventually you get towards the shed, which is still hung open. It's going to take your full turn getting there through the garden, but just for my context, what is your intent? What are you trying to get from here?
I am looking for salts.
Okay.
Because salt is a thing, but salts are also things that may or may not have use here.
Sure.
You know, something that is susceptible to salt itself might be susceptible to other salts, and gardening equipment and fertilizers is essentially that's looking for
I can totally dig
anything that seems like I could just ditch it at this thing. Also possibly set it on fire.
Actually,
That's a clever idea.
I say it'll take you your full turn to get there. That's if you just go at a normal pace. If you're willing to risk it, you could give me a track roll or something similar, which has the, you know, opportunity of, if you succeed, you will get there this turn, you can take an action. But if you fail, you may get lost, slip and fall. You know, there's a downside. Do you want to just take your time, or do you want to try and push it? Do you have a suitable talent?
I would probably ask for like dexterity or something to try and see if I can.
Honestly, dexterity applies to this. Yeah, I think that works. Go for a straight dex roll.
Let's see if I can make it 4 fails in a row.
Yeah.
Mathematically, it's impossible.
Oh, all right, or the complete
okay,
opposite.
Fantastic.
Yeah, you feel your sore ankle. They just go sprinting off, darting over things, and almost like leaping and like swinging off stuff to propel yourself forward. You arrive.
Monkey knows parkour.
It really does. Monkey is a monkey. It's very George of the Jungle. You come skidding to a halt in front of the shed, and as you push it open, you look inside. There are stacked bags of fertilizer. There's a number of tools on the side, like shovels, axes, crowbars, that sort of thing. And there are bags of like things that would be used for maintaining the property. Now, when we first came in here, you looked for salt because you thought, or Jamie thought back to there might be salt, because I think you were thinking about salting driveways during winter season.
Yeah, I made a natural world check to see if there was salt in here, to see if there might have been something that they put to salt driveways to get rid of the snow, and there wasn't any, but there might be like salts adjacent properties.
Yeah,
like
that's what I'm thinking.
fertilizers.
Now what that might need, there might be something that, you know, uses salt in it. I think we need the obvious one springs to mind is something like chemistry, or a hard natural world, or art and craft gardening.
Can I make a luck check?
I dig
Monkey
it.
might just get lucky.
No, I hear you. The thing is, at some point, Cornthwaite collected as much of the salt from throughout the house and tried to apply it. So, straight luck, they probably would have already taken it. I will take a hard luck check, so under half, and there is a risk, with failure, basically drawing
the only other
attention.
thing I would say is spot hidden. I don't really have...
but it's not, there's
that.
nothing here. This is finding an alternative. Let me have a quick look. I'm just going to pull up your character sheet very quickly. See if there's something that suits.
I mean, yeah, I've got natural world. It's base. I can give it a roll.
10%. And then there's always just like, you know what? I think...
I'm cool to try natural world.
Let's go natural world. I think it makes the most sense.
Let's find out.
It's there.
Yep.
Oof, yeah, no, sorry. I mean, you're getting in here and there's just nothing inside. He's clearly raided it. There's signs of where salt was once stored. I was about to say for this purpose, but that's absolutely not why he would have had salt. Sorry, for like salting roads and things, but it's been taken, it's been used. There's nothing more here. But back in town, you remember when you were at the Haggerty's general store, there were barrels of salt. There's all sorts of things. If you can just get out of this damn house, you can figure out what to do next. Monkey, what's your plan? Are you going to be heading back on the next one, or are you going to be staying here and continuing to look or exploring the area? Or I can leave it until the next round.
Okay. Monkey goes general store. You can come back to me.
Okay, all right. Let's go back to Isabella then. So at the top, you are standing in the kitchen. Dr. Bradley has stepped away as well, and both of you are being attacked by these like pseudopods, which emerge from the cracks in the walls and begin to lash around your legs, trying to draw you in towards themselves and then towards the main mass, which is beginning to bulge out of the doorway, pushing itself into the kitchen. What do you want to do?
Does this thing seem fast or is it pretty slow?
The thing itself, slow. Its tendrils, which are probably scattered all throughout the house already, are quicker, but still not fast.
Okay, I'm going to grab Bradley and run. Is my goal. Move as quickly as we can away. I know that you said that this thing will be acting last, so assuming that Bradley is running with me on his turn, we will spend all our time running out of the house.
I dig it. All right, can you give me a Constitution roll to begin a chase?
Okay, yeah, sounds good. Constitution, extreme success.
What is your speed? Increase it by 1.
Okay,
Your move
brilliant.
rate.
So my natural speed is 7, so this will bump it up to 8, which
Okay,
I will take.
I reckon you'll take that. Okay.
Now, Bradley, don't mess this up like last time.
I don't know what you're insinuating.
You begin to bolt. Bradley, you are going to be next. Can you also give me a Constitution roll if you're playing to bail?
I surely can. Oh!
That's good.
Oh,
All right.
now we're talking.
So you could consider pushing this to an extreme because at a hard success, it's still just success, unfortunately. You will keep your move rate as is. An extreme will bump it by 1. What is your move rate?
Probably not great. Let me see if I can find it. I think it's in the combat tab. Yes, 7.
Okay, all right. As is, the pseudopods, just the tendrils themselves, move at 8 for as far as they can go. So they will be pursuing you for the beginning at least.
Well, that's pretty close. I better give you 8 points of luck, I think.
Okay, now you are going to be tying with them, and as I go for my roll, there's a chance that, because if you beat them in a Constitution, they cannot keep up and you will just escape. That is it, done. So...
Fingers crossed. Let's outrun something for once.
Alright,
Hey!
that's still...
Wait,
they're tied with you. You are all on 8. So as
We
the
got
two...
extreme.
Which moves you to
but their
8,
move
because you were
speed is
both on
basic
7.
height.
Oh, we got 8 from that, and they... Right, gotcha.
The mass
Dang.
itself is so slow it's not even going to attempt. It begins to come oozing up out of the cellar and into the main kitchen before bulging forth from it and enveloping the entire floor. As you go breaking out of the kitchen and into the main hallway, you're running like your lives depend on it, because they probably do. It has stretched itself thin and is beginning to flood under doors and dart in after you, but the tendrils are quicker and they extend out, emerging from doors and walls and down from the roof, grabbing at you and dragging backwards. On the first turn, as you both try to bail as far as you can you both give me dodge rolls or fighting brawl, as they're going to try and lash you once more and grab you, drawing you back into the main mass.
Oh, God. Oh, okay. I'm going to try and brawl with them.
All right, first one's going to be...
This feels like another 8 points of luck.
Well, yeah, so do you want to spend it? I'll ask you to do so before I make my rolls.
Yeah,
I would absolutely care to.
I'm going to give you 4 points of luck, Dave, to give me a hard success.
Okay. All right, so Isabella's on a hard success with a brawl. Bradley's on a normal success with a dodge. So so normal successes from both of mine will miss. The first one is going to go against Bradley. Is a failure.
Hey.
It attempts to lash you, you tumble out, and as the doors break open, you sprint down, slipping into the mud, and you're running through the garden. The second one, however, lashes towards Isabella and also misses. She socks it out of the way, and you can deal another 2 damage to it, which, hey, you may as well.
Bash this thing back.
You
Whittling it down, slowly.
You are, as
It's
you
got like a
also...
million hit points. It's the entire house. You're not gonna beat this thing up.
You watch me, Bradley.
You can try. You bash it back and out of the way as one of the tendrils begins to like wraps around you, and you like rip off a piece of it and already begins to dissolve into like just some ethereal ichor. You slip down the steps as well, almost landing on your ass, but catch yourself, and the two of you are running, panting, breathing heavily through the rain towards the driveway and away. Monkey, as you turn around from the house, you can see the bobbing motion motion of Dr. Fogarty's torch as he sprints with it in his hand. We go back to the top, and Monkey, what would you like to do?
I'm heading for the cars.
Okay, all right. You dart out and into the woods that are around the property and make your way towards the cars. Do you want to give me a dex roll again to try and outpace them?
Sure.
With that, you're not even going to join this chase. The thing isn't focused on you in any way, and you're able to slip around, hit the edge of the garden wall, and then you dart along it, tracing the path in the bricks until you hit the open iron gates, and you can see your car parked nearby. Bradley and Isabella, as you dart into the woods now, you have succeeded the first round and you are beginning to move away from the creature. However, I will need either dexterity for just darting through trees and things, track, natural world, something like that. What do you want to roll?
Can I go in natural world? Is that a?
I dig it. Yeah, that's like finding a path through that's going to be the most stable.
Yep,
Bradley, what do you want to go for?
Where there'll be some thick tree roots that I can run across.
Like, dexterity is my best bet.
Okay, looks good.
Not good, because it's 40. But hey!
That's good, all right.
Get away from this thing.
You begin to inch away. Isabella leads the path through the underbrush, and Bradley's just following after, leaping over trees and fallen logs the best you can. The tendrils are beginning to fall away, and as you break out, standing in the rain in front of the cars, you're drenched, you're soaked in mud, Monkey's leaning against the hood on one of the bonnets, and you've outpaced the thing for a while, but it might still be coming. What do you want to do? The three of you are out of the estate.
Quick, get in the car, come on. And I'll let everybody, we can talk and make a plan as soon as we're away.
We get in the car.
All right, you get in the car. Who's driving?
I'm driving.
All right,
Monkey swings in through a window.
Oh, hell yeah, Monkey's on a roll now.
Now, I parked in a special spot that wasn't going to get us bogged
didn't
in
get
this rain.
bogged. I recall the other car, presumably parked by Varelli some days ago, is completely soaked now. It's slid further and is actually resting against the side of the house. Getting it out of here would be a pain in the ass. But your car, expertly maneuvered, as you start the engine, the tires bite into the firmer ground and it lurches forward onto the road. And as your lights swing across the manse one last time before heading towards the road into Gamwell, you can see slime. This mass has spread itself thin all across the property, coating the grass in like dew, and where the rain hits it thundering, you can see little drops scattering all across it. It is still there, and it is still enlarging. The car roars forward, and you head back into Gamwell. Do you say anything?
We've got to get rid of this thing. We've got to get rid of it fast. Salt. The diary said that salt will a simple weakness. We might be able to take it out entirely, but I don't know how much we can rely on waiting. We're heading into Gamwell now, and you were telling us, Monkey, that the boarding house, they don't like visitors after dark. They'll already be angry at us, and the sheriff practically told us not to go up there. I fear that there might be some kind of trouble if people start to, and we already made the report that Varelli was missing. There could be chaos quickly.
Well, I think probably no reason to get the authorities involved here. I think if we can take care of it ourselves, then that's what we should do.
I think we need to do so quickly. I think if we wait, the authorities might start asking questions and poking their nose in. No, we've seen that the police can't be trusted in these situations.
I agree. Small town grocery stores, the owners often live in, so I think they will be not happy, but at least, available to open up and see what salt they carry.
Possibly. Or perhaps we should simply, and then I imagine that we kind of leave that hanging, and Bradley and I both turn back to look at Monkey in the back seat. Perhaps we should simply take some.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Look, it's raining, and I don't
By the way, if we are going back, you're married and I'm yours.
Okay.
So you're aware.
What?
Well,
What possible reason did you have for such a fabrication?
Oh, I didn't fabricate. They just assumed. Edie assumed I was a child and that I must have mom and dad, and there was only one room, and something about unmarried couples, and so I just nodded.
Well,
Fair
cousin
enough, I
Aunt Janine
suppose.
always said that we did have complementary personalities. Anyway.
Cousin Isabella, please don't marry Uncle Bradley. I don't want him to die.
Oh, I'm not planning on it. He wouldn't last to the end of the week if I did.
I'm not sure if I should take that as an insult or
You should
Let it slide.
console me on the fact that I've lost so many fiancés. That's what you should do. Anyway,
I think we're husbands.
some were husbands, some fiancés. It's a
Scattering.
You didn't even wait to marry him before they disappeared?
Well, I'm not like I choose for the. I'm getting rather offended. Anyway, look, we've got to go. Here's the plan. Let's drive close to town, not too close. I think that if we start blaring in with the headlights in the middle of the night, people are going to get suspicious. I think that we park just outside town. I can stay here and make sure the car doesn't get bogged. Meanwhile, Monkey and Bradley, perhaps with yourself to assist, the two of you can head down to the general store and pick up some salt. I don't know, I saw ammunition stored on the walls. They might have salt rounds for a shotgun. That could be an excellent idea. Grab everything you can, bring it to the car, and we'll drive back and try and resolve this and then be gone back to Boston before any of this and that sheriff can start to cause trouble.
Were there any stables near town?
For like
Stables, well, there's-
livestock or?
You're thinking of salt licks, right? That's a good idea.
They're big, they're heavy, and they're like rocks. You could throw them.
They would definitely store those for the livestock in the surrounding area. Yeah, absolutely. They'd probably sell it. Yeah.
Well, let's have a look at the general store first. If it is a general / a feed store, then that's a good idea.
Only because like feeds probably maybe stored like
less
external to the grocery store, because you generally don't keep animal products next to human products, sort of maybe, and maybe it's less dangerous to break in to steal some oats than it is to steal a shotgun.
You went
That's
in
a good
through
point.
the general store. It's all pretty much one big mass. The actual like firearms and things are probably locked away, especially at night, just for safety. But the rest of it'll probably just be stored inside. And you saw the lock as you came in. You're like, this is going to be a piece of cake, no issue.
Are you requesting a shotgun, cousin Isabella?
It was just a thought. No, I mean, what do you think? How are you?
We'll keep our eyes open and we'll see what we can find.
Okay.
Right.
Preferably just a lot of salt, enough to fill our pockets with, so that if the thing tries to grab us, hopefully it,
Not a crazy idea.
We make for a very spicy meal.
Exactly.
All right. So eventually the lights pick up the edge of Gamwell, this little town built along the main road. A couple of branches to support small houses and shops, but this is not a big town. Your car first passes the sheriff's office, and you can see one light is still on, where the man is probably working late. It then sees the Dodge brothers, the accountants. Sorry, I know you said you were going to pull off the side. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, so we actually pull up short of Gamwell, just because I was worried about that exact situation.
That's a good thought.
That's
All right,
fine.
in that case,
This is what we see as we walk quietly and stealthily and expediently.
So in that case, you pull off the road not too far along. You don't want to leave your car in the middle of the street with the headlights on. So James, can you give me a drive order roll to park this somewhere suitable as the rain continues to lash down?
Sure. Can I argue natural world because of just the applications of the mud, or nay?
At this point, no, I don't think so. Sorry, I think this is your ability with a vehicle.
Here we go. Oh, no way.
I don't think so. You can remain with the car driving around the area so that it doesn't get stuck. But this storm is, while not deadly, is just turning the road to mush. No one would be out in these conditions, not safely at least.
I'll stay with the car the whole time, and I'm just gonna nanny this thing and do the best to keep it operational and
Okay, even with that in mind, this will not be a quick getaway vehicle. Currently, you're thinking when the other two get back, we push it up out of the mud, make sure it's secure, and then go. If you need to leave in a hurry, there's going to be another roll behind it.
Sure.
Unless you want to push this current one.
No, I'm happy for a slow getaway, so don't make this a chase. And as they're gone, I'm out in the rain with like a shovel, scooping away from the wheels and doing
as best
everything
you
I can to.
All right. Yep. You head out, and then Monkey and Brad both slide out the back and begin to walk into town. You first see the sheriff's office with the lights still on, and the Dodge brothers also have a globe inside their building where they're either working. There's a good chance they sleep in there, actually. Where do you head for? What are you trying to do? What's first? General store?
Well, I think we'll first see if there are any lights on in the general store, and if there is like a living section in the back, that's where we should try first.
So the general store connects to the boarding house. It's run by the same couple. Inside the boarding house, there is a
that's
light
the bit
on.
I missed.
There is a light on, and you can actually see Edith Haggerty is set up in her kitchen, drinking a late night cup of tea with the blinds just open enough that she can keep an eye on anyone that comes and goes into the boarding house. She's probably looking for the three of you returning and wondering why you're out so damn late.
Is she looking at the boarding house or at the grocery store?
Boarding house, but they're close enough that I will need a stealth roll.
Easy.
That said, I will give you both a bonus die, given there is rain lashing around you, and it's pretty easy to go unnoticed. However, failure, moving around in the dark, you're good. Go ahead and roll with a bonus die, just in case you get a greater level of success.
Bradley, you may choose to not go, depending on
that's a
how
fumble. Let's
confident
not
you
take
feel
that
in
one.
yourself.
If that was anything other than a 70 flat, that would have been amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But no.
I'll have a stealth roll, but if I get caught,
You can
is
double
Monkey
down.
still gonna is Monkey still gonna get free?
Monkey, yes, you kind of separated. Actually, yes. So Monkey has separated. Monkey has made the dart across and is now leaned down in front of the general store, already procuring their tools and getting ready to gain entry. You're about to make the run. If you get caught, someone will just step out and try to talk to you, and you can try and distract them, but they are on the scene and aware of you. If you fumble, they will notice the two of you trying to break into the store. Like, you think you're
Gotcha.
away with it, and then someone taps you on the shoulder and says, "What's all this then?" So go
I
ahead.
don't think I'll fumble with a bonus die. That would be outrageous.
It'd
Famous
be
last words.
pretty sweet.
Oh,
Not great. Hey!
0-3,
That's
extreme
an
success.
extreme success.
Oh my goodness! That's
I got
amazing.
a 0 and it was a critical. And that's amazing.
This is pretty good. We'll take it. All right. So Monkey slides across
What are
and
the
begins
odds?
to move out the locksmithing tools. I'm not even going to get you to roll. This is so below your skill level. These like rural country towns. You slide it in, then you realize anything, a stick jammed in there and twisted would probably open it.
I mean, my locksmithing is professional level
Yeah,
if you
you're
go
good.
by the skills.
It's fine.
So like,
The rain and stuff is adding an element, but because you're both so well hidden, you have a moment to do so. You unlock the door, and then as you slide it in, you realize, like a specter, Bradley is behind you, and you never heard him approach. You have entry.
nice work, Uncle Brad.
Oh, thank you. I don't intend to make a habit of it. You understand?
I just like put my hands over his mouth.
All right. Both of you creep into the grocery store, and once you have, I presume not turning any lights on, you're moving, like taking out silhouettes in the darkness. You can see there are rows of like grocery supplies. Perishables will probably be moved away at night, or at least moved into a cold box. Off to one room, there are more farmyard equipment, so like ropes and stuff, and amongst that, that's probably big like bulk bags of salt or things that can be given to horses. Weapons, like shotguns and katanas, will be towards the back and locked off somewhere. If they're there, that's where they'll be.
All right. So
It's farming katana.
Yeah, it's a farming tool.
I think in order of preference, bag o' salt,
Good
salt
start.
lick, salt shots.
Okay.
That's what we're looking for.
First,
Yeah.
then bags of. That's
All
me.
right.
That's what I'm.
Oh, okay. Very good.
I'm
Even
going
better.
salt licks first because I can throw those. And they're still
Yeah.
made of salt.
I take it. So as soon as you begin to look, this is available. There's large bags of salt, which you can just take. Salt lick cubes are in heavy like bricks, so they're not quite like one salt cube shrapnel. It's like a hefty brick that you'd have to lob, but it's more, it holds together a bit better. This is going to come down to your strength and what you're able to carry, unless you also want to nick a wheelbarrow. How much are you looking to take? What are you going to try and do? And how much are you willing to move and not get noticed?
I like the wheelbarrow if there's one nearby.
Yeah, sure. You go into the farming equipment and there's a nice red one, still got the sticker on the side. You move it up down and it's got a nice bit of movement to it. Yeah, no, this is good.
Is it the stealthy wheelbarrow? It's brand new, so it doesn't, doesn't creak or squeal or anything.
It doesn't creak, but it's also like it's rain and stuff. The creaking wasn't going to be the issue. No, it's not particularly stealthy, right. The wheelbarrow.
I'm grabbing as many of those salt bricks as I can, and I'm also grabbing a mallet.
Okay, all right.
Which I will put in my belt.
You get a mallet and slide it in, and then you begin to load up salt bricks into the wheelbarrow.
I'll put some in the. I'm gonna carry some. So
you can probably carry like 2 comfortably in your hands, unless you get like a bag and fill them with that.
Yeah, I'll grab a sack.
Okay.
I'll literally go full on burglar.
Oh yeah, hell yeah! All right, you grab like a burlap bag and begin to load them into it. Can you give me a strength roll? This is going to be what you can comfortably carry.
Instead of a $, you've got $.
Oh shit! All
Success,
right.
monkey, hell yeah! We don't need the wheelbarrow.
Genuinely, you load a bunch into it, you position it over your shoulder so it's comfortable. Let's say you have 2 directly on your person jammed into pockets, so you could quickly remove them, and another 8 in the bag. More than enough to chuck around, and you're moving comfortably with this. There's gonna be no penalty to anything, unless you actually need to use your hands. In which case, hell, let's give this thing straps. You're good. You can carry this all comfortably.
Like a rucksack.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. Bradley, what are you gonna try and load up on?
Yeah, so if Monkey's got the bag of salt rocks, I'll just go for a wheelbarrow full of bags of salt.
Okay, can you also give me a strength roll? Take a bonus dice because of the wheelbarrow.
Oh, excellent. All right. Not that strong.
Ooh, 30, yeah, you really are.
Oh, no, it's a 0. 40.
10 points.
You'll get some regardless.
Of luck.
So you will get 2 bags of salt because it's a wheelbarrow. Like, you can carry a fair few. But you are not a strong man, as you strain to lift it up, that is what you can move comfortably. Anything else would be overloading it and applying penalties to pretty much everything you do.
Unless I give you 10 points of luck.
You're good. Yeah.
There you go.
All right, done. You
Down
load
to 11 luck.
You load like 6 bags of
to
salt
die.
up into this, and you have it balanced well enough. You can move pretty quickly with this, going back and forth.
We are going to monster this monster with salt, assuming we don't get caught bringing the salt back.
Bags of.
Like big bags, like, you know, for like
bags.
Is there just incidentally? Is there smaller bags, smaller like burlap, or even like brown paper bags and/or string?
Yeah, there'd be a couple of both of those are easily acquired.
Great, I'm gonna grab those as well and just like put them on top of the wheelbarrow because I feel like we might want to create little salt bombs which we can ditch and they go.
Okay, nope, that works. You grab a few of those. You can also grab a couple of like home salt bags, which would be like yay big, which work pretty well for it as well. Okay, with all this acquired,
and
are you leaving some money on the counter or something as this wasn't quite stealing? Or
no. I'll be like, don't worry, Uncle Brad, I got this.
What is your spending level?
Go.
Okay. Well, here's my contribution. I'll pass Monkey $10.
Thank you.
All right.
And I leave, and I assume that the
out.
$10 doesn't disappear into Monkey's pocket as I wheel it out.
All right, Monkey, what do you want to do?
So I grabbed a couple of like the trophies from the house and that. I'm just gonna like pull out one of the slightly larger, slightly shinier ones and just put it on the counter and then leave.
Sure, but leave no money.
Do I believe that the statue covers it?
Well, here's the thing. As established, you go for shiny, not valuable.
Well, I go for shiny and I don't know valuable.
Yeah.
So for me, anything shiny
exactly.
is valuable.
Yeah, so by your reckoning, it's a treasure for some salt, which is not a treasure. So technically, they're up. No, you are. I wouldn't be real confident that this covers it. They'd probably prefer cash, rather than Arthur Cornthwaite's like second place in the local
Across.
sack race or whatever.
Okay, I go to put it down and then I'm like,
It's also gonna be so apparent who left it there. You stole
This is
this from
too
somewhere
precious
else.
for salt.
This is
I'll
just
just-
stealing for stealing.
do I know how much this would have cost?
I'm making a praise roll.
Okay.
That's what it's there for.
Wow.
I don't know, $20. That seems
$20
right.
for a trophy?
No, not
Jeez.
the trophy. Well, no, $20 for the salt and everything you've taken. Ballpark.
Oh, right, gotcha.
You know, I'm gonna leave the trophy and I'm gonna leave because that's what I do. I
yeah,
don't
done.
even know why we're going through this rigmarole. Monkey's like, this is the thing
Yeah,
you get. Bye.
Yeah. All right. You dart back out, close the door behind you, and like a burglar with your rucksack, you both begin to move back across. Can I get stealth rolls from each of you? No longer with bonus dice. Actually, no. You both succeed your
Again?
things with bonus dice. Yeah, to get back across. You are wheeling a wheelbarrow of stolen goods through the street
God,
to a
here
vehicle,
it is.
literally right
But I
past
got
the
an
sheriff's
extreme.
office.
All
did.
right,
Got an
you got this.
extreme. I'm not
Bonus
gonna get an
dice?
extreme again.
Oh my God, Bradley!
Why 2 points?
Bradley, has
Oh.
anyone ever told you should be a thief because you're really good at it?
I think maybe that is actually what Monkey says. Like, Uncle Brad, you're quite good at this. You should maybe consider,
Oh no, I think I have quite a respectable career as it is. Thank you.
being stealthy is respectable.
In some circles, yes.
Yeah. In the circus, which is circular, yeah.
Okay.
You better get back to Isabella.
Okay.
You both wheelbarrow your way through the streets, occasionally stopping to dump all the water that's gathering inside of it out or scoop a bit of it off before it damages the salt. Isabella, as you are like knee deep in mud, covered in it from head to toe, shoveling it out of the way, you suddenly notice Bradley and Monkey on their approach. They return with salt.
Excellent. So you weren't followed.
I don't think so.
All
Uncle
right.
Brad was real quiet.
Let's load this all up and get on our way.
Oh, I forgot you were shotgun. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. You've got so much of the damn stuff. This will be fine. Just fine. We'll
Okay.
load everything.
Okay, everything's put
Monkey
into
will
the back of the
slide
car.
back into the back of the car. And
Everything's-
we'll now take out one of the bricks, like just sitting, perching in the back of the car, take out a brick, pull out the mallet, and start like hitting chunks off it so it is smaller and easier to
Okay,
throw.
yep, to get like a few hand-sized chunks. Yeah, no, done. All right, the interior of the car is now sprayed with mud, and as the car takes a few lurching, starts to get back up and onto the road, one wheel spinning for a little bit, and you have to get out, and someone pushes for a bit. Eventually, you are on the road again, and now departing Gamwell, heading back for the Fitzgerald estate. Now, as you go, two of you have seen what lurks inside, and you're not real keen to see it again. There will be another sanity rolls as it is witnessed once more. And Monkey, you don't know exactly what you face. How are the three of you faring on your return?
I think personally, I am resigned to this. I have seen how even the most harmless things can be very deadly. When standing outside in a public street, I had spells cast upon me that destroyed my mind. So I think that monsters, at least we can do something about this. At least we can act and not be paralyzed. So I'm ready. I'm filling my pockets with salt. I'm basically layering the stuff upon me. I'm ready to tear in. It must be done.
And it will be done. Fantastic. All right, Brad or Monkey?
I don't know how you prepare for this. I don't know. Well, Brad doesn't know how to prepare for this, that's for sure. He got into this mythos business because he wanted to understand the, what kind of alien minds are out here that humans hithertofore are unknown. And this is the first kind of mythos creature who's encountered that doesn't seem to have a mind, doesn't seem to want to talk.
None of them have wanted to talk. You've made them talk.
Well, but he's managed to have conversations regardless. So this time, yeah, I guess he's really kind of a little bit lost and turning to the more physically capable members of the team.
Okay, here's a question then. Why is Bradley going back?
Because, you can't leave a job unfinished.
Is that it? Or are you worried about what it will... Are you worried about what it'll do to other people?
Yeah. But also, he gets an enormous sense of satisfaction from curing patients and closing cases.
Yeah.
It would haunt him to no end to know that this one was unresolved.
Yeah, perfect. How about Monkey?
Well, right before a show, when you're about to climb the pole to step out over nothing on a tiny piece of wire, before you start climbing, there's this pit, this dread full of butterflies and terror. It means show's about to start. That's Monkey. It's just sitting in that feeling, knowing the show's about to begin.
Hell yeah.
It's a little bit of excitement, but Monkey knows that feeling.
Why is Monkey going back? And possibly risking their life to do so.
Curiosity.
Killed the monkey.
Alright. I've never seen it before. I think we're good. Also, maybe a little bit of showmanship, a little bit of bragging rights, a little bit of something.
All right.
Excitement.
Rock and roll. So as the three of you drive back out, a lot of it's in silence. The pounding rain on the roof of the vehicle. You drive from Gamwell to the Fitzgerald estate, and eventually your lights pick up the mansion, the walls that surround it, and the trees which can be peered at from above. The storm is beginning to ease up ever so slightly, and as you park the car again in the same place you found last time, fairly stable, and get out, the rain is a pitter-pattering rather than pouring and heaving down. You step around to the side and open up the trunk of the car and survey your equipment. How do you prepare yourselves before you enter the house?
Let's make as many little mini bags of salt as we can.
Yeah, I would stuff our pockets with everything. Literally, before we go in, we just douse ourselves in salt.
Mm-hmm.
I'll pull off one of my stockings and fill it with salt as a salty smacking weapon.
Yep.
Salt licks to throw, a spare bag of salt so we can have it as we go, and we'll drag in salt. I reckon as we approach the house, we salt the grass as we go.
You also you did get the gate open, so you could drive up closer. Actually, it'd be a roll, but you could give it a whirl.
Let's do that. If we have to leave any salt in the car, then at least it's close at hand.
The risk then is
I don't want to get this car stuck, and I think we're going to need to make an escape. You see, I'm not sure. Look, I think we best just go up with. Let's bring the wheelbarrow though. I can't imagine we got it in the car. Let's just drag a bunch of salt with us.
Yeah, it's in the car. That's fine.
All right, let's bring the wheelbarrow with all the salt. And
it was sitting
just...
next to Monkey, jammed up, twisted against the side. We probably should have had a roll for that, but it's fine.
Monkey spent the ride up chipping those blocks into smaller throwable chunks, so probably has in belt or pockets has chunks, and then has the rucksack so they can literally reach behind and
whip some more. All right, so we will say, Monkey, you have a ton of small shrapnel-sized pieces for pelting. You also have a number, say or 5 of the larger bricks that are a bit harder to chuck, and you don't have quite as much range of them, but you are kitted with that. Isabella, you mentioned a stocking filled with salt for whacking at stuff.
Yep, gotta be ready to thwack.
And as I said, have you also upended a bag of salt on top of your head and body?
I think we'll wait until we get in, like, because we don't want it to come off in the rain. So I think as we get up to the house, we're like spreading salt as we go, and then as we get under cover, we like push the wheelbarrow up the stairs, and then we will upend bags of salt over ourselves. So if we get grabbed, it won't be real pleasant.
Also,
and then we'll come in.
I was going to say, Monkey will have also created some grenades.
Like little
bags of salt that they're tied in a way that like they're held, but if you throw them, they will hopefully so
kind of scatter a bit.
Yeah. Monkey has a bunch of those as well. However many we've made.
All right, Bradley, are you gathering anything specific?
Salt and a little bit more salt with maybe some salt on top.
Oh, bring some salt.
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Did you read the thing? All right, so like just handfuls of it in your pockets and a couple of the bags that Monkey's prepared.
I like that. Yeah, even if it's like rattling around loose. Maybe I'll probably like put in. I'll probably get some of my skin as well, because I got munched last time, and that's probably going to happen again.
Yep.
So if I get a little bit of rainwater, maybe I can rub it on my legs and on my arms, along with some salt to
you're
really
all covered in
really
mud and...
season me. I really want to.
Yeah, we are. Yeah,
make sure
probably spicy.
Make sure I'm a good last meal.
As the three of you gather all your gear and you head towards the gates, swing them open, and begin to walk up the driveway towards the house, the jungle, basically, of a garden looms around you, hanging thick with rain. And you realize you are putting a lot of faith in the words of the madman who died alone in a room surrounded by salt. But, hey... rock and roll. There you go.
Well, he just didn't have enough salt. That's all.
Yeah,
We've got a wheelbarrow full of it.
That was probably it.
Damn this thing up the stairs.
All right. You get to the front door and it still hangs open from when you made your rapid exit. Peering inside, cautiously with the light, there's no immediate sign of that thin trail of the creature here, but the floor is wet and slightly warped still. What do the three of you want to do, and how are you going to approach?
We douse ourselves with the salt now that we're out of the rain.
Got it.
And we do it in the house, so it like scatters on the floor, so that we Then let's head to the basement, I think, because that's where it was when I broke in. And as we go, can we Hansel and Gretel a path of salt behind us, so that hopefully we're like, safe?
Sure.
Have an escape route.
So the three of you are walking there. You've each got like a bag of it as well, which you just sort of...
Yeah.
You leave the wheelbarrow parked in the entrance with the like extra bags to go back for to reload as needed. Do you guys want to make a stealth roll to try and sneak up or anything, or are you just walking in?
Hold a second.
Yep.
Yes.
Take one of the slightly larger pieces of shrapnel. And I think, if I'm remembering the map correctly, is there a line down the hallway into the kitchen?
One sec. Alright, can you see that now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So there's a door into the kitchen, like, off to the side?
Mm-hmm.
Is that where we burst out of?
You guys came out of this one in the top left. 1 second. This one here.
Yeah.
But you know that it connects through the dining room. They're all open.
So I'm going to throw one of the shrapnel pieces kind of in the direction of that doorway. If I can get it in, great. If I can't, whatever. But I'm literally just going to make a noise before any of us get closer.
It's a good idea. So as you're approaching, you bring back and just whip it at it. Do you want to give me a throw roll, please?
Sure.
Here we go. The master thrower.
50-50.
Oh, well, that's practically a master.
Actually, no. It increased by 2.
We're on the up and up. You can't possibly fail. Oh, it's a success. You can't possibly fail.
All right. It flies across ricocheting off the wall and then bounding into the room where it scatters across it. There is no sound, however, from the area, but anything inside would have at least been impacted by a portion of it. You think the room is currently clear.
Back to the kitchen then.
Right, let's go. And if we're being loud, I will start to shout as we go.
Oh, that wasn't loud. That was to see if anything reacted. Monkey is 100% stealthing this,
Oh, okay.
so you can be loud, but Monkey's
Oh,
not.
well, no, if you're creeping with us, let's try and creep.
All right. Does everyone
creep.
give me stealth rolls?
My stealth roll is a failure.
Me
Big
too,
failure.
probably. Yep. That time.
We are not sneaky.
That
How
time.
did you, as you're like bumping the wheelbarrow, like, how did you sneak into a general store?
I don't know.
Okay.
Oh dear. That's a bad title to see at the side of the screen, Dave.
You walk along. Yeah, it is.
Additional skill 2.
Additional
Oh
skill
no.
two, and the rest of
They've
it.
got additional skills.
The
We don't have any additional skills.
you walk along the floorboards, and at some points they creak, and others they don't, but it changes with every footstep. And as you get around the edge of the kitchen and look into the room, there's nothing here, and the doorway is still open, descending into the darkness of the cellar below. Monkey, you've moved quietly. You don't think you've disturbed anything.
Let's head down then.
Okay.
I'll go first.
Okay.
And I get my stocking.
You
I
begin to go
would
now.
like to. I would like to perch
Yep.
somewhere slightly out of view,
Up here in the kitchen.
with an
Okay.
eye on the door, but I don't want to go down, and I don't want to. I want to be out of the way, possibly near one of the doors that leads out.
Yeah, you
There's
you
somewhere.
clamber up and onto the like the cabinetry that runs along next to the sink, so that you're away from the floor and you're near a piece of wall that seems pretty stable. And from there, you have a pretty good eye line throughout the area. You watch as Isabella gets to the doorway and begins to descend. Dr. Fogarty, what would you like to do?
Proceed with caution.
Okay, all right, you continue in after Isabella.
That's all I can do.
Monkey, do you have a light in the room that you're staying with? Are you keeping a torch on, or are you sitting in the darkness?
Is there a light from anywhere?
A little bit from the filtered moon, but no, it's pretty dark in here.
I have a torch, but for the time being, I might keep it off.
All good.
And use the light. I would tentatively suggest that Monkey is used to letting their eyes adjust.
Yeah. Yep, no, I'll pay that. All right, so let's park you in the kitchen, and let's move Brad and Isabella down and into the basement.
Okay.
You walk down the stairs, and they creak and groan under you. Each one feels as though it's about to give way, and you step to the next, hoping.
Let's drop some more salt on the stairs as we go.
As
Yes.
We weren't already doing that.
Done. Each step you fall on, you're concerned it's going to give way, and the whole house groans above you. You can feel as though it's a great weight above you. As you emerge into the cellar and click the light on, there's a sheen to everything, like water coats every surface, but there's no great mass down here. However, you can see the pillars that support the upper levels. Wooden beams that rise a bit above your head are rotted and falling away, so that you can see the individual like strands of the timber where it's buckling apart. This whole house is one good hit away from crumbling down to the ground. Actually, could one of you make an intelligence check? Or it'd be like architecture or something, but I think intelligence suits. One or both, actually.
All right. Do you want to make this intelligence check, Brad?
I can certainly try.
Go ahead.
I don't have 10 points. I've got 11 points of luck left.
I wouldn't save it.
I think you're good for the time
I'm gonna
being.
keep them.
An
gonna
immediate
keep 'em.
look around here, you cannot see the creature or whatever it is.
It must have gone somewhere. we should check the upstairs while we're here, and if not, let's make our way towards the well. I think that seems like the most obvious situation. We saw that well on the map before.
Suppose it does seem to thrive on plenty of water.
All right.
Two
Very well
of you
then.
begin to head back up the stairs, and Monkey, I'm going to ask you to make a spot hidden check. Or listen, whichever one you prefer.
Oh.
Okay. Are you touching the wall? Are you touching the wall?
Not intentionally.
Yep, nope, that's fine. Okay. You lean away from the wall, and you're keeping an eye out on the stairs as you begin to hear the two reascending. As you do, you look back for just a moment, and you see a bubble moving through the plaster in between the walls, and the faucet just next to you on the sink begins to drip, but the drop never breaks, and a long tendril begins to extend out of it as another coils up from the drain, rising slowly, as if seeking to trap you rather than to immediately attack. You've noticed it though.
Is it on me or is it going towards the door?
Not on you. You are crouched up like next to the faucet. It's over here, and it's beginning to descend out of it. And it is just getting ready. It hasn't done anything yet. You've noticed it though. The other two are still continuing to ascend.
Can I take a small... I'm gonna reach in and grab some salt, like not in a bag, just gonna grab a handful of the stuff. And I'd just like to, like, is it far enough away that I can lean out and drop it, or would I have to throw it?
You could lean out and drop it.
I'll lean out and I'll just like let it fall and then immediately tracked back. I want to see what happens.
Could you roll a d4 for me, please?
Sure.
Oh, sorry, and also could you roll a sanity for me, please?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Doing
that old thing.
Experiments with the monster? That's not a good idea.
Says the man who's tried to understand the mind of the monster.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's it. Copyright claim.
No, that's all right. Can you make? Can you roll?
The whole thing yet.
No, it's not. So this one's only a D6 for failure for the pseudopod.
Lovely. I rolled a 3 on my
Yep.
D4.
All right. Stop. Okay, that's not too bad. I presume you're still good for.
I have lost no sanity. So thus far.
Thus far. That's always the word.
Oh, wow.
All right. As the thing begins to creep out, I will just. Oh, what the hell? It begins to creep out of the drain. Where you drop it onto it, sprinkling, it immediately begins to blacken, harden, and like some like crusty smoke exhumes off it. It rapidly goes back up the drainway, but as it does, bits of its skin or mass where it's hardened hits the edges and is scraped off away from it. You also hear a hissing sound as it goes. It has definitely been affected, and far more so than it was by the punches that Isabella leveled against it earlier.
Well, that
Right.
monkey's like, okay, salt actually does work.
Yeah,
Good.
it does seem to. All right, Isabella and Bradley, you come up to the upper level. What do you want to do?
Check the top floor. It's not down there anymore. It must be lurking somewhere. We know there's a secret room. Maybe we can find it.
Cousin Isabel, I'll just like peek over and be like, hi. It's in the walls
It's in
and the plumbing.
Yes, it's spread all over, but we need to find the central mass, surely, to kill it at the roots.
I agree.
I suspect that maybe just a theory or a hypothesis. I can never remember the difference. Anyway, central mass might not stay massed.
I mean,
You think it moves?
I think if it doesn't have any bones except for the bones that it, steals from others, it can probably become a solid mass and then like a puddle.
There's
Maybe
a creak and a groan from the roof above, and suddenly, Isabella, something drops like onto the side of one of your shoulders, and as you look up, there's a tendril beginning to descend from above you.
Okay.
We are going to go to dexterity.
Okay.
And yeah, let's rock. Let's go.
We might find the mass real fast.
You may. So 40 from you, 80 or something from Monkey. Let me just make sure that my pseudopods don't act faster. My tendrils.
Your beautiful tendrils.
Nope, I'm going to be last. So once again, and because Monkey was aware of it and was keeping an eye out, you can see that it's beginning to gather in this room. One descends from the pipe once more, another from the ceiling above it. I will show the map briefly for context.
Ooh.
All right, Monkey, you are acting first. What would you like to do? All right,
Straight up the pseudopod going for cousin Isabella.
go for it.
And
Make
this isn't a handful. This is one of the rocks.
This is one of the rocks. Okay,
Going
make
straight for
a
it.
make a throw check.
Oh
my
Oh,
god.
that shit. All right, nice.
Do salt rocks impale?
I mean, they would have sharp edges.
This is gonna do a full 12 points of damage, the max of 2d6, and that one is just obliterated. It's completely gone. That's 12. That was a big hit. Where as you peg the rock up and at it, it goes through the pod and breaks up and into the ceiling above it. You can hear that of like hissing, crumbling mass, and
God.
black ash begins to fall down around you. As it does, something in the roof twists and the whole ceiling buckles above you, so that there's now a huge bubble sitting directly above you, and the house shakes. Beneath you, Isabella, you can actually feel your foot almost go through the floors. This thing is about to come down, almost guaranteed. Monkey, you can move, but otherwise we're going to go to Isabella next.
I will turn to Bradley and I will shriek, "It's coming through the floors! Spread one of the bags across the ground!" I want this thing to bust through and land on like a spike trap. Is my best.
Oh, sorry, it's coming through the ceiling, you mean?
Yeah. Yes, coming
I'm
through the
with you.
ceiling.
Yep.
So I think the ceiling's about to collapse and I want it to land on Salt. So I'll give
Good
that
idea.
instruction to Bradley while I wheel around and wail on this thing with my stocking.
Okay, all right. You spin it into gear and make an attack. This one's going to contest you with Fighting Brawl as it tries to
Here we go.
repel. Hey, that's pretty good.
You know what? All I want is to be cool, just like Monkey. I'm gonna luck this to an extreme.
Okay, all right. It will contest, but it no longer matters because it's an extreme and it can't win. Go ahead and deal a D8 maximized to 8 points. So, no roll needed. This one is minus.
And I add my damage bonus, right?
Oh yeah, your damage as well, which is what is it maximized? This thing has 3 remaining.
4.
Okay,
4.
Maximized to 4 as well. So this one is also destroyed.
There we
Sorry,
go.
minus. Oh shit. Here we go. Sorry, minus 12.
Get these pseudopods out of here.
All right, nice.
just-
This one is
'cause
also
you said-
defeated as you swing around and crack into it. The salt explodes. This thing is expired. You need to get another weapon. The salt is inside it, but this one that was coming out of the faucet and up from the drain where it met in the center blackens and hardens and almost like calcifies into a statue frozen in the sink. Above, the roof buckles a little bit further, and Monkey, what's up?
I was gonna say, because you said I could still move, I'm gonna swing down and out the door into the hallway. Because if the buckling is happening in here, I don't want to be under it when it falls.
Not a bad call.
Yeah.
Which
I
way do
may
you want to
attempt
go?
to do the same if I still have time.
Done. Which way do you guys want to go?
Out the way I came in, the left door, I think, if that's the closest.
I would like to go out the window, please.
Okay, make
yeah.
a jump check then.
Windows.
All right.
You don't have to. You can go the other way. But all the windows were boarded and shuttered, some time ago. So you don't have to, Jim. You can walk it back.
Oh no, I'm so good at it. Can I push this jump check?
You can absolutely push this jump check. Currently, it's just a failure, and you're staying where you are. If you fail this, you are going to damage yourself and possibly be prone when the thing comes in.
Let's do it.
Hell yeah!
Oh, bad
All
luck.
right. Take a point of damage.
All right.
As Monkey, you go darting away. You see Isabella throw herself into one of the windows. The glass cracks around it, and a jagged cut on one of your arms begins to drip blood. She slips in it and lands on the ground just as Brad begins to throw salt across the floor. The roof breaks, and the thing begins to descend. Do you want to clarify where you're going?
No, I'm fine where I am, but just a note. I don't know how many of you have stepped into the sea after cutting yourself, but Isabella, that's gonna fucking sting.
Yes,
I do not doubt it.
Start hurting.
All right. Brad, it's your turn.
Yeah, I'm following the advice to throw as much salt on the ground as possible, get like a fine carpet going.
Okay.
Presumably I was hefting like a bag as I went, along with the small bags in my pocket.
Yeah. It's a large one. I could see.
What?
I mean, it's basically just setting a trap. I mean, you could just do it like it's along the ground.
What, you saying I need to roll something to throw
No,
some
that's what I'm saying. I don't think you
salt on the ground?
I don't think you do need to roll anything. I think it's just gonna be a flat.
Excellent.
That's your action. Okay.
Yeah, cool.
All right. Where do you want to go?
And then, well, if Isabella's going to a window, I'll go to the other window.
Oh god.
Okay. It's a jump roll.
We're all leaving, right? That's the impression I
We're
get.
trying. Yeah.
We don't need to stay in here any
Leave the
longer.
room,
Again,
not
the
leave
windows
the
are shuttered from the out. Like they've been boarded up a little bit to.
Monkey's still in the house. Monkey's not out of window.
Yeah. And Isabella tried to get out the window, damaged herself, and fell to the ground. So there's not been
You may
great.
want to run out.
Or I could go and scoop her up as best I can.
Yeah. If you do that, your turn is not spreading salt. It's grabbing
Okay.
Isabella.
I will yell, Bradley, run.
I run
Okay. All right.
at the door.
You go slipping out of the door and away
Yep.
as from the ceiling the thing falls to the ground atop and around you, Isabella. It will immediately. It is large enough that the map cannot comprehend it. I need sanity checks from Isabella and from Monkey and Bradley, although you guys can both take a bonus dice because you are going away, but this thing has appeared. Oh, nice.
Won't take that bonus die.
Okay.
I think that's all good.
Not bad.
That's pretty good. All right, so everyone is going to
Extreme
take.
success.
Everyone is going to take. Sorry, Isabella and Bradley. It is a D4 -1. Monkey, it is a D4. I'm now going to deal 3d6 to the creature from the salt scattered. Actually, Jackson, why don't you go ahead and roll that? It was your scattering.
What's that? Roll.
Roll
how much damage?
3d6. 3d6.
3d6. Not bad.
Not bad at all.
10.
Ooh, nice.
Pretty good. As the creature lands around you, Isabella, it has chunks of black rock floating through it, where it's redrawn in, calcified, like salted portions of itself into the main mass. You can still see bodies and bits of like squirrels and things floating through it. One larger piece looks like it might be from a horse. It has been damaged, not insignificantly. It is also currently atop you. I am going to make a fighting brawl roll. Can you do so as well? And before you roll though, based on its size and based on your prone, you will have a few penalty dies.
Can I also get a bonus because I'm covered in salt?
I will pay that, yes. Yep.
Or damage it,
no,
up to you.
I reckon both. It's a good thought, but it's only going to work once. You dig?
Yep. I dig.
All right. So, you know what? Just go ahead and roll with one penalty dice. I think it already factors in its size.
All right. There's my base. And the penalty comes out with, 64. I cannot lock this down. I'm a fail.
All right. Here I go. One second.
The suspense.
One second.
It's killing me. Probably literally.
Hopefully, still do damage to it.
All
Lucky.
right. You failed as well, right?
Yep.
All right.
2 fails.
It lands around you, and where it reacts with the salt on the ground, it shrivels up, recoiling away from you unintentionally. You're able to tumble away, and as you stand up and begin to move backwards, you can take your leave. We go back up to the top at Monkey as tendrils begin to emerge from the thing and in the rooms around it.
Hit it with the salt.
Yeah, I'm gonna start ditching salt rocks at it.
Very quickly, sorry, did anyone's tick take them above indefinite, and do we need to roll for madness? Brad, you got a
Not
decent chunk. You're
yet.
good. Okay.
Yeah,
Alright.
49 out of 57. I need to lose 12, so I'm 4 points off.
All right. Succeeding those ones was good ones to Yeah, no, well done. All right,
Mine
Monkey,
could
you're up
have, but
first.
I took 0 damage from it,
No,
actually.
you were good. Oh, really?
Yeah, 1d4, 1d4 minus 1, I rolled a 1.
Easy. All right, Monkey, you're up first. All right, make a throw check. Take a bonus die, given you're close enough and this thing is large enough.
Yes. Extreme. Come on, hit it. All right, at least you hit it.
All right, roll a d8 for me.
Nope. We are literally assaulting this thing.
Nice, dude.
8.
All right, another chunk of it like sizzles into it, and where it hits and descends through, there is a hole of a crust going into the mass of the creature, where the salt has burned its way through to the core. Do you want to move or do you want to stay where you are?
Can I attack more than once in a turn?
No.
Okay. I want to be able to see. Well, is Isabella running towards us?
I'm going back to the window.
she's
I'm trying to
kind
get
of,
through it.
She's also kind of stuck on the other side of the whole thing. I'll show the map briefly.
That's cool.
So see, she's kind
Run
of
down the hallway and...
I will stay where I am so I can see this thing. So I've got eyesight to it. If I can back up a bit to still have eyesight to it, I'll do that. Otherwise, yes, your dog is very...
is having a good time in the background.
Yeah. He's just rolling around. Just like, all right, buddy. Such a good boy. Yeah, I'll stay in eyesight of Isabella and the thing. And kind of keep an eye out for any pseudopods.
Okay.
I'm not going to move back.
Staying where you
at
are.
this
No worries. All right, next up is Isabella. What do you want to do? You are
I'm getting
currently...
through the window this time.
All right, you are prone, so you tumble over and begin to stand up. Go ahead and make another jump roll. As you do, I'm going to...
Good God.
All right.
As you do, you're going to what?
No, you failed it. I was going to apply more penalties, but you got it. You got it.
And can I push it? I have to get through. I have to get away from this thing.
You may push it. Before you roll, so the thing has spread itself all the way out throughout the kitchen. It tumbled in from the upper level, so it is one connected mass, and you can see bubbles breaking around the window where it pushes out of the walls towards you with pseudopods. That small square of salvation is all that stands between you and certain death. Go ahead and push it. If you fail this, it's going to get a free attack, and you're going to be prone again, and you're not going anywhere anytime soon.
I have to get out. The place is coming down. Here goes nothing.
Oh shit, dude.
God.
Oh.
And I will give you my last 4 points of luck to make it a hard success so I can get out.
Okay, all right, I'll take it. You leap, and as it does, 2 blisters in the wall break open, tendrils reach forth, and one of them wraps around your leg for just a moment. As you hit the boards around the window, they splinter open, and you tumble into the wet bushes on the other side, sprawling through the mud. And as you blink, rubbing the rain from your eyes and mud, you look up to see the entire house is twisting, and on another level, another pseudopod breaks out and begins to lash around through one of the windows. You are outside, but your allies are still within. Dr. Fogarty, what would you like to do?
Leave.
All right.
This is the back door right here, isn't it?
It is. It is currently locked, but it is there. Who was carrying the keys when we last established? I think it was it Isabella?
Possibly. I
Make a luck roll, Bradley. Actually, let's do that.
Yeah. That's not gonna go well.
Yeah, those keys just went out the window.
Oops. Okay. Well, I've got Monkey right beside me. I think they're gonna make short work of this lock. I suspect.
You can yell to me as well, and I'll come sprinting to open the door.
Isabella, we might need the keys over here. As the tendrils coming towards us, I guess, through this door.
Absolutely. They have not spawned yet, but they are about to start breaking out of it. Yeah, they're coming at you from every angle.
I'm gonna start preemptively scattering, taking my big bag of salt and making a shield.
Okay, so again, you're going for
a curtain across the door, just
that's a good idea.
Cover it. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'll do. Do you need to roll?
I will, but I'll get you to roll when they attack you.
Yeah, go ahead.
You'll be able to contest. I think throw and get a bonus die because you're kind of teeing it up, and it'll be a decent amount of damage if you can get the salt off on them. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
All right.
I don't like my odds, but I'll have a go.
Hey, that's what they're there for. All right, so both of you stand ready to go through the door as... And I roll. Oh, shit, dude. All right.
What was that?
The count.
What was
Number
that?
of pseudopods we're about to get attacked by.
Oh no!
They're not all going to
Would be my guess.
There's only so much space for
Oh my
pseudopods, but
They're everywhere.
they do seem to be. All right. Let's roll some attackies. Let's do 1. 2 are out of range, and I think we'll do 2 at each of you. First of all, Jackson, can you make a throw test with a bonus dice?
That's not happening.
All right. I will still apply the thing, but it's not going to make it harder for them to attack, but they'll still take some damage because you were prepared for it. All right. First roll. We'll go 1, then the other, then 1, then the other. So 1 to Monkey, 1 to Bradley. Both of you choose to either riposte or dodge, please and thank you. Okay.
Dodge.
Go for it. Make your rolls.
Okay, here goes.
Restart my character sheet. Hope it goes back to verbose.
Oh, hard success.
As an
Nice.
aside, I didn't realize you could put points in dodge, so I put points in dodge.
Oh shit, that's a lot of points in dodge too.
Yup. Monkey does not fight and does not talk, but by God, Monkey gets out of the way
Monkey
of dangerous
don't
shit.
die. All right, this is for Monkey.
Oh!
Oh my.
Gotcha.
Oh my god.
All right, that's for Monkey, and for the good doctor.
Hey.
Oh,
Somehow the
jeez.
shield goes up, and it's also going to take 3d6. Can you roll 3d6 for me, Jackson?
I sure
As you
can.
upend your last bag you're carrying. You've got smaller ones with you, but these were the 2 big ones.
9.
Right. It's not enough to immediately kill the thing, but let me go. But you'll bloody well take it. All right, I'll update at the end of turn. All right, Monkey, you are grabbed as you run for the door, and suddenly you are being pulled back towards the main mass.
Quickly, I am covered in salt. I know this is only going to work once, but is this going to
definitely.
stop it grappling me?
Go ahead and roll. Roll a d8 of damage, and you can take another bonus die on the roll you just made to see if that will do it.
Oh. Dodge check coming in. What's the extreme success on an 80? That would be...
Unfortunately not. No, it's got you at the moment, and it's beginning to draw you towards the main mass. Now it's taken another 10 points, and as you look back towards it, Jackson, this thing is less recognizable than it was. It is now a crusted mass of like black pieces that are forming a shell over the soft, gooey interior. Damn it, I made it sound delicious. And it's beginning to draw Monkey towards it. 2 more attacks though, because we're not done.
no.
To decide if you want to dodge or grapple.
I'm still
Dodge or fight,
dodging.
sorry.
Still dodging.
All right.
Oh, Monkey, no!
All right.
I'm
This
dodgy.
one. This one's gonna be against Bradley first. Is a fail as he tumbles out, and you're at the doorway, like banging on it for Isabel to get out. And very quickly, go through the first.
I will... You can't push combat, but you can spend luck, correct?
That sounds right
Yes,
to me.
that is correct. You can definitely spend luck, absolutely.
10 points.
Yeah, I'll spend 10 points to make that a regular success, just on the off chance this isn't immediately a hard or extreme again.
Nope, that's a good thought. That's a good thought. All right. That'll do it.
Nice.
All right. The second one isn't able to latch, and although you are being drawn, you are held by one and being drawn in towards the main mass. Can you now, as you are pulled into it and under, suddenly the blackness recedes and you can feel your legs descending in. Something begins to squeeze around your outside. You take a last breath of air, and you're inside the thing. Can you make a Constitution roll for me, please?
We have to get Monkey out.
That is a
Oh, dude,
hard
Monkey's got a
success.
Constitution of 70.
Oh yeah, this is like your skill set. Perfect.
My skill set is circus shit.
Stand corrected. Sorry, can you give me one more dodge roll first? You have a last chance to avoid being given. You are good. You take a breath, and then as you see Monkey leave out, you realize one hand broke out, grabbed like a table leg, and they heave themselves forward. You are still grappled by the tendril, but you have not been engulfed. Not just yet. Monkey, you are at the top of the round. What would you like to do?
So I'm being held by a tendril?
Yes, you are. And the main mass is trying to just swallow over you to consume you.
I have bags of salt. I'm literally just gonna like dump salt on this thing to try and get it to let me go.
Hell yeah. Can you give me a let's just show the map because it is a chaos of tendrils. Bullshit.
Oh my god. Ah!
Can you give me a throw check with a bonus die, and I will not even attempt to dodge.
Hard success.
Nice.
Hard success.
Do you want to luck at 5 points to an extreme?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Genuinely?
Yes,
All right.
I'm good.
Okay, you're getting there. All right, 2d6 maximize to 12 damage.
Whoa.
If you apply that to the tendril that is holding you, you are dropped. And because you are so close to it, another tendril is destroyed, and you tumble out. You can move. However, you are in a room surrounded by these things dropping from the ceiling, lashing around you. The main mass is turned into this crusty ocean on the floor, which you have to wade your way through up onto one of the tables, and then leaping across to Bradley on the other side.
Yeah, I'll try and get out of the room if it dragged me in. Essentially, yeah, get up, off, get on the kitchen table, and then like leap across.
Can you give me a?
Because the other thing I'm good at is jumping.
Oh fuck it! Do you want to give me a jump roll? That'd be awesome.
I mean, I'd rather give you a dex, but I'll do jumping.
Because your other option, well, if you succeed with, actually, I'll take Dex for this because Isabella's already, your token's still there because I don't want to remove it in case you come back in. But Isabella has gone through that doorway. If you succeed a jump roll, you're out and outside.
But there's no way
Jump or
Monkey
dex?
has a good jump.
I'll
Dex,
take
yeah.
either. Dex is fine.
I'll roll dex then.
Oh god, no.
Yes!
Oh,
Amazing.
the worst. This window is going to be the death of us all.
All right.
I mean, this
You
is more
make-
just to like get through it. But,
No, I agree. It was you make a leap for it, and only just before you get there, you realize a sheen of this slime has gone through the inside of it, and it's as you hit it, suddenly grabbed again and pulled backwards towards the mass. You are going to be on the ground, prone, as you end your turn, and the things are beginning to lash around you. Isabella, you're next. You are outside. You saw for a moment Monkey try to leap through the window, and you can hear Bradley hammering on the door to get out from the other side.
Don't make me choose.
What do you want to do?
Okay. Monkey is an expert jumper. I trust them to have a better chance of getting out than Bradley, who can't talk his way through a door. I am going to run,
Yet.
and I'm going to open the door for Bradley.
Okay,
The
all
key.
right. You stand up and rush to the doorway. You put the key in the lock and swing it open. That's just going to be your movement and everything. You can still take an action from here. You are
Right,
now also back in the zone of tendrils and shit.
Yeah, but now I don't have the capacity to use the rest of my action to now dart over to where Monkey is.
Yeah, that's fine. You
Alright.
won't be able to do anything at Monkey. You'll just be there if that's all right.
I'll dart over and I'll hold out a hand, so maybe I can assist or something. We'll see. So I
Well,
grab my
you
hand,
can't
kind of
get
thing.
into because the window is currently like a sheen of one of the pseudopods
Oh.
stretched across it. Unless you're willing to attack it. You are basically out at the window and ready to help if you can. But unfortunately for the moment, this is Monkey's problem. All right, the
sure,
door's been
well,
opened. Isabella's run back towards where the window where Monkey was trying to get out. Anything more, Jim?
Look, if I'm not going to be able to help when I get there, I think instead I will. Can I use my action to try and pull Bradley to safety? Like I open the door, grab him, and we both dive out.
Yeah, make a strength roll for me.
All right,
and you can
fantastic.
see inside the creature is beginning to crust up. There has been an effect.
Keep throwing salt at it.
Oh, Bradley, damn it!
Unfortunately not. All right, so let's
Okay.
leave the two of you over here in this nice little doorway as Bradley, it's your turn.
The door's open.
Door's open.
Run, Bradley,
Please.
run!
All right, I'm inclined to run around to the window and see what I can do for Monkey.
All right, make one. You know what? No, that's fine. They're lashed around. They're distracting things. You dart out.
I can walk through a door, David.
Oh,
I can walk through a door.
Things there, but they're fine. Yeah, you slide in past them. You dart along the side of like the bushes at the bottom of the house, and you are at the window looking in where you see Monkey has fallen backwards onto like the crust and is trying to pull himself back up before they're grabbed again and sucked back in.
Oh, I've got really good psychoanalysis.
Oh, God.
I mean, it's worked out pretty well every other time. Does this thing have a face? Does it have eyes? Does it have...
Yeah, it has eyes.
Of intelligence?
It has eyes, but it's not theirs. It stole them from the person it killed most recently.
Oh.
All right.
You can make a psychoanalysis. You can make a psychoanalysis, but it's going to be getting like a read on the creature and possibly trying to maybe understand its intent.
Its intent is to eat us. I'm going to throw some salt at
Correctamundo.
Wow, Bradley.
Oh my God,
That's
you are a trained psychoanalyst. All right, go. Make a throw roll.
Did you say I had a bonus die for some reason? I can't remember.
Yeah, because it's massive and you're pretty close to it.
Big.
All right, great. Have a go. 80 or
bonus die.
20.
Yes.
Bang on success.
All right, go ahead and roll a d4 of damage.
Bradley, you must be pretty close to an extreme.
That's for like a handful of just shrapnelled.
No, my throw was 20, so an extreme would have been 5, and I've got 11 points of luck left.
Okay.
So
no dice.
No. You said 1d4?
I did. That's what a handful is. The previous ones have been sort of rocks of stuff and whatnot. You guys you had the 2 big bags, which are almost been exhausted.
3's pretty good.
Not nothing.
I'm happy with 3.
Yeah. Can you give me a hard intelligence check, just as you're surveying the situation?
Hard intelligence?
Yeah.
Okay. I will not, sir.
Pay no mind. All right, last.
And I'm standing there ready to be a foothold / handhold for Monkey as well.
Oh, hell yeah!
I'm expecting them to grab onto me as soon as they get too close to the window.
Oh, that's good, because I'm standing here trying to engulf Monkey and consume them. Monkey, can you please give me a dodge roll?
Go.
Oh,
nice.
The first one tries to lash around and draw you back into it. Roll once more. If you have this, they are not going to be able to engulf you this turn. And the second one, again, you tumble down. You're on the ground and moving backwards. The mass is almost shriveled to the point where it can't get out of this section, and the crust is breaking and cracking around it. Those are not going to succeed. Let me relocate the good doctor. That's the wrong thing.
Shoot. Same number twice in a row. What are the odds?
I know, yeah.
Look it out.
1 in 100. All right, Isabella, however, you're in a room with a whole bunch of these little bastards.
Yeah.
They are going to attack you 3 times. Would you like to dodge or riposte?
I am going to riposte.
Sick. All right, go ahead and make your roll. My first one is coming in.
All right, take that.
You're happy with your result? No luck?
I have 0 luck, so it wouldn't matter if I
Okay,
wasn't.
well, let's just go ahead and roll these then. All right, first one. All right, you are
Ouch.
grabbed and begin to drawn towards the main mass. Go ahead and roll once more.
Another success. Okay, I'm double grabbed. A 3rd success.
That one's to stop it from being engulfed. 2 of them have drawn you, and you are now held. Actually, make it with a penalty dice. So sorry, go ahead and roll once more. You're still good.
That'll still succeed.
That's good. All right, you have been drawn in towards the main mass where Monkey was only a moment ago and is still struggling. Both of you are on like the 2 edges of this thing, trying to get yourself away, as we go back to the top, and it's Monkey's turn.
How
would you like to
shriveled
do?
is this thing?
Fairly. Additionally, the house around is breaking and cracking. It has withdrawn its mass from the walls, which basically supported and held up the whole thing, and the foundations below. So a strong breeze would knock this house over at this point.
if I'm not currently being held, I'm going to back up towards the nearest
you
door.
are still being held. Both of you are grappled by tendrils
we just
currently.
try and
I'm
take
just
this
gonna
thing
ditch
out.
Skull Rocks at it then.
When
Fuck
in
this
doubt.
thing.
All right, go ahead and make a throw roll, but given the range, I'm going to contest you. Hey, that's not bad.
Do I get a bonus on this because I'm in its face?
Nah, because it's rappelling around you and everything. Actually, you know what? Yes, go ahead and take a bonus die. Yes. It's large enough, but it's just going to try and...
Same thing.
Okay, all right. Unfortunately not. And so you try to peg it, but it wraps up around your arm and draws it down before you can complete the attack. As it pulls you, tugging once more, can you give me another dodge roll?
Sure. Eventually I'm going to fail one of these. Probably this
So
time.
far, you've been pretty good, though.
Oh, nice.
I'll tell you what, and also with that, you are no longer grabbed. The thing is beginning to break apart around you. You tumble back and kick through one of the tendrils, which breaks apart, black dust scattering across the ground, and you're away. For a moment, you are free. Where do you want to move?
I want to, if I am where I think
Just on the edge in the kitchen. On one side of the mass, and Isabella's on the other. Fogarty is on the other side of that
Is
window.
there an... No. Egress? Is that the exit? I forget. I think egress is the exit.
I think so.
Yeah, is there one of them? Can I get out of this room?
Yeah, there's an exit just here, or there's the window just here,
Can I shout
or
to
through
Monkey?
or through into the cellar.
Monkey, grab the wheelbarrow. Wheel it in here.
Okay.
The wheelbarrow
yeah,
is
I'll-
down here. That will be you'll have to hoof for it, but you could go for it.
Sorry, Isabella, very quickly, when you say in here, oh, you're in the room with me. Okay, yeah,
Yep.
cool. Yeah, I will book it through that door and run to the wheelbarrow, and then
Okay. The remainder of your turn will be heading towards the
with
wheelbarrow
the
to get it.
intention of bringing it around to the other side where Isabella is, and the open door.
Okay, awesome. All right, so you tear off for the wheelbarrow. Each of your pockets are beginning to get pretty empty of all the equipment that you loaded up with, and the reload will be warranted.
I have
all
a
right.
rucksack of rocks. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure I'm good.
A rucksack. All right, Bradley, you're next. No, sorry, Isabella, you're next.
Okay. All I want to do.
You have two tendrils wrapped around you and drawing you in towards the main mass.
Yeah. So can I try and spend my entire turn preparing myself to not be consumed? I don't think I'm getting away, or if the best way to do that is to
I'm
try
with
and
that.
get away, let me know. But I'm hooking myself around something. I'm trying to, I'm happy to volunteer climb. I'm happy to volunteer strength. I'm happy to volunteer brawl. I'm happy to just have an advantage on when it happens. I just don't want to get sucked in and eaten.
Nope, I'm totally with that. Yes, you will take bonuses to all tests to resist being consumed on the next
Great.
round, but that is your round. Bradley,
Yes.
from the outside, the pseudopod that had formed almost a veneer in the empty window has retreated. The mass is needing to call back its tendrils because it doesn't have enough to support itself anymore. As it shrinks, there's only really two larger pseudopods, both wrapped around Isabella. The rest of the room's pretty clear except for the main mass. However, you watch as the top of the house buckles inwards and shingles begin to fall off, landing on the ground around you. You have moments before this entire thing collapses.
My goodness. Which way is it falling? On top of me?
Just in.
Or just inwards?
I mean, look, there's going to be debris. You probably want to be a good few feet back.
I do want to be.
You could try and figure out which way it's going to fall.
Yeah, why don't I do that? Let's I'll because I don't want to abandon Isabella. At the
Yeah,
same
also-
time, it seems like there's not much I can do.
Bradley, it must be
Yeah.
done. Leave
All
me
right.
be.
Make a intelligence. It's
Intelligence,
going to be
yeah, let me-
hard because I don't think it's your. Actually, make an education check, but it's going to be hard because it's not your field of knowledge.
Yeah, that's fair.
I will join my many, many ex-husbands in death.
From here, you
Wasn't-
just can't tell. The whole
Just
thing.
too
This thing was
close.
twisted as is, and it's beginning to buckle one way, and then it twists around. Isabella and everyone inside is definitely going to get hit by a fair bit of it. It's just where else does it fall, and it's hard to tell.
Can I throw some salt and then run? Or do I have to choose?
I think you have to choose. It's close. It's probably not one throw close, but it's close.
I'll have a throw. I don't think
Good
I can
man.
read.
Make a throw
I was
test with
very
a bonus.
close.
Bradley, no.
I
One
was
last thing.
very close to running.
Jackson, before you throw, you reach
Yeah.
in your pockets and you only have a little bit left. I will give you, you can make throw ones with just a D4, or you can unload everything in your pockets in one last throw for a D8. But
gonna
then
do
you are
that.
tapped. All right, go ahead and make a throw roll with advantage. So a bonus dice.
Nah.
Ooh.
Bonus
Advantage.
dice.
Ooh, 15!
Hey,
It's
did you
not
want
an
me to do it
extreme.
extreme to deal the
Hey,
I think
damage?
he is. Can you?
To do it extreme, I can. I'd have one luck left.
It's not
Do
going to
it.
finish it, but it's going to be real effing low.
I'll
Bradley,
do
you'll
it.
still have more luck than me.
One luck left to make an extreme throw to do 8 points of damage.
One of the pseudopods grappling with you is destroyed, Isabella, as it has to retreat back into the mass. Only one remains, and the entire creature is now more a shell on the floor with occasionally bumping pieces of liquid at the center. The thing is on its last legs as we go to its turn. It tries to draw you in a final time. Make 2 dodge rolls with bonus dice.
Fighting, can I argue fighting brawl, or is that not an option?
For nope, unfortunately you can't. This is
Okay.
trying. You are already grappled. This is it, just trying to move you in. This is the last ditch effort.
Nope. And the bonus? That is an extreme success.
No, that's a fumble.
No, it's a
That's a
critical.
fumble.
hit.
Oh no, sorry. I saw
Yeah,
the 27.
it was
it's
close.
a fumble.
It was close.
100, but it's a 90 because it's an advantage.
All right,
No,
the first.
that's still a fumble,
The
isn't it?
first, no, it's not. It's
No,
not because
it's
it was
not.
a bonus
25.
dice, but it was close. It draws you in immediately. Make a Constitution roll as you are sucked under. And additionally, you can feel like scabs scratching at the back of your shirt as you're drawn under the thing. Make a Constitution roll. You're good so far, but you're gonna have to repeat that each time. Now, because it has its rounds. You know what? You can feel the enzymes inside it beginning to eat you apart, but you are currently holding your breath. That ends the creature's turn. Monkey, we go to you. Wheelbarrow?
Brick.
Brick? All right.
Assault.
You grab a couple of the bricks and you run back. You can make it into the room just in time. Given you had to... Actually, I mean, sorry. Are you saying you're not getting the wheelbarrow? You're just going to use what you have on you?
I'm saying I'm not wheeling the wheelbarrow. I'm grabbing a brick
Yeah.
because I've still got stuff on me.
Yeah.
I've got smaller pieces, but I'm getting one of the brick chunks, and I'm legging it back, and I'm gonna ditch it at the thing.
All right. Make a... you can get one for sure with the part of the same turn. Make a throw roll. You have a bonus dice.
Oh,
Bonus.
Bonus.
Oh,
How's that?
What is
17
that? To get it down
points.
to a success.
17.
Done. You can have it.
Done.
Oh,
Shit. All right.
I
go
had
ahead and-
no, sorry. What is it? How many?
17.
17.
How much you got?
why,
I started the
17,
session
isn't it? Oh yeah, 69.
Two, I'm at a flat 20.
Roll
Gonna
a
make
roll,
this.
roll a d8 for me.
I've been rolling quite. Oh, extremes. The brick is only a D8. All right.
Yep.
Here we go.
Actually, no, you're right. Roll 2d6. Good call. Rebalance on the flight.
9.
Oh,
I
nice.
shit you not. That
that
was
how
the
many I had?
number.
Oh my
This
god.
is not necessarily a good thing, because this is the thing that was keeping the house up.
You hurtle the brick into the calcified mass where it breaks apart, scattering across it. There's still like pieces of it scattered around, tiny little tendrils in the floorboards. They're beginning to stiffen up or wiggle into the air like white worms from a rotting corpse. Isabella in the center of it punches up an arm and breaks through the like black rock armor on the outside and then pushes forward to take in a gasp of air as suddenly the roof drops towards you. Like a bookshelf on the upper level slides and begins to careen in, and Bradley, you watch the whole house fucking collapse. I need dexterity checks to get out of here. Anyone still remaining will be going to luck to see how much damage they take. And this is immediate. Monkey?
I was gonna say, because I ditched this from the doorway, so I'm right next to the open door. Like,
You are-
literally next to it.
I'll pay it. Take a bonus dice. Although while we're thinking of things, Isabel, I'm going to give you a penalty dice because you are prone and you were held by the thing.
I was strictly just outside the
You're
house.
outside. You can just step back.
Oh, I don't need to roll?
think I need...
No,
I will
you're good,
check
I
to
think, because
see.
you can. Actually, the only thing I would say is if you want to try and help anyone, Bradley.
Oh yeah, let me. I'm gonna hold out to Isabella and pull her out.
All right. So Isabella, you fail, and you can see the whole thing moving down towards you, and suddenly Bradley's reaching in through the window and tugging you up and out. Bradley, can you give me a strength roll, please?
I probably can't.
Oh no!
The two of you are
I'm not
inside
strong
it. You
enough.
reach out and you're beginning to move back. Bradley, do you want to stay and try to help her further, or do you let go and stumble away?
Bradley, let go!
What? Guess I have to let go.
A question. I got an extreme on my dex.
Do you
Is
want?
there a possibility of me getting into a position to assist?
Do you want to risk staying in the house falling to assist? This would be you, rather than going out, you can dart into the room, and I will give you a roll to try and help, but if you fail it, you and Isabella are both inside as the thing comes down.
What role would it be to help?
Strength. You're getting her up and out.
Isabella is pretty definitively yelling, "Run, run!" But it is up to you. Perhaps you will not listen. Where are we gonna go?
Because my strength is 60,
Ooh, it's
Chance.
not bad.
but I don't have enough luck if I roll above an 80 to save both of us, essentially.
Isabella's yelling, "Run!"
It's your call.
Let's do it.
Hell yeah. You get to the
Bradley,
doorway.
you're gonna have to see two family members like,
The doorway, like,
It's fine. We've got
buckles.
backup characters. Don't even stress.
Yeah, but think about Bradley. Did you think about Bradley
No
before
one
you
ever thinks
did
about
this?
He's gonna
Bradley.
fall. It's so sad. He'll fall
All
to
right.
his knees.
All
It's
right.
the
The
collapsed
doorway
house.
buckles in front of you, and you're out, standing in the free route. You see Bradley lean in to grab Isabella, and then
I'm gonna go to
slip
the same window
backwards
and try and
before you.
help.
And this time, you leap fully into it, stretching both hands out to grab at Isabella, and then wrench away. Make a strength roll.
Here it is. Roll again.
I'm calling it now. It's gonna be above 80, and there's nothing I can do about it unless I can push it, which is gonna be interesting.
Holy fucking shit!
No. You can have 3 points. I want that fucking extreme, yo.
Done. I will
3
take
points.
every point of it. Isabella, you like Brad. You go like go, and you see Bradley like slip away and turn. Then Monkey comes leaping through. In your head, it's like, oh my god, they're going to die as well. This is awful. But they grab onto you, despite you almost trying to push them away, haul you up and out through the glass window. You're getting scratched and cut. The last of the pseudopods are dripping away around you. And then you go falling away into the bushes and sliding through the mud as you watch the house begin to twist and break, collapsing down in on itself.
I was gonna say, if I can add some flavor,
Always.
I'm essentially gonna grab Isabella, pull, and then I am going to tumble backwards and using my legs shove
Spring her
back
away.
over my head,
Fuck
and I'm gonna do like a backwards
yes.
roll
Oh my goodness.
That's
as
so
like
cool.
a. You know
Acrobat
how,
routine.
Like, when you see the people like do the tumbling and stuff,
Yeah,
that is
yeah.
essentially Monkey just does full acrobatic kick. So Isabella's gonna go flying. Monkey's gonna literally like roll
Kick her
end
out
over
the
end
door.
into like a 3-point landing,
Holy
and
shit.
it's just gonna be like, okay,
I think we have less than 20 points of luck between us now.
nope. Oh, hang on. How many luck does everyone have?
0. So when you said
Oh,
it was
yeah.
down to luck, down to luck about whether I'd be hurt or not, I had 0 luck.
You were getting hurt. All right, Isabel, you go flung backwards. You slide through the mud, taking a few points of damage at this point. Inconsequential. Monkey, you land from the like twisting tumble, and to anyone else, they wouldn't even know your leg was sprained when you did it. The house splinters inwards, and there's like a rising plume of smoke and just debris thrown up. Pieces of it, the black mottled mass of that monster that was inside, and piece of it probably the people that it consumes. Already though, the rain begins to fall around it and dissolve some of the evidence of what hideous creature lay within. As the rain falls around you, the three of you stand up shakily to your feet and take measure of the situation.
Well, Monkey, you certainly know your stuff.
I practice a lot. That was... Ooh,
The rain
that's a story and a half.
pouring down. I sort of let silence hang over, put a hand on Bradley's shoulder and say, I don't think we're getting paid for this.
Oh, that reminds me. Is the wheelbarrow close enough to the entrance that it is recoverable?
No. Joe, make a luck check.
Oh my
For
god.
the wheelbarrow?
For the wheelbarrow. No. Everything was flattened.
Okay. It was literally evidence.
No, that's good thought.
Yeah.
I think we should hop in the car and drive back to Boston. And
Just don't even
not
stop
go
in
through
Gamwell.
Actually, do we know any lawyers?
Yeah, 3 not very good ones.
Yeah, only ones who argue over tuna sandwiches. I want to get away.
The 3 people that sent us in would have
Yeah.
known that the house was structurally unsound. We absolutely could sue them for this.
I'm no great shakes at a legal fight. I think that if we do want to sue them, we should do so from the safety of Boston
Oh,
and
yeah,
not
absolutely.
where. Let's leave before the sheriff comes to see why Varelli didn't get back home.
Aw,
I think
I wish
that's
I'd
a
grabbed
good
one.
idea.
All right.
Alright. So the
I'll
three of
stop
you-
for just a moment as we like walk out through the gates. I'll turn back and I'll say, "Well, Arthur, looks like we never will travel together, but good luck on whatever journey you're on now." And then turn away and
Hell yeah.
stride out.
Alright. The 3 of you make your way back down to your expertly parked vehicle. You can't help but notice Joe Varelli's car has not moved and likely won't until someone comes to tow it. Inside, you start the engine, and it's only as you begin to move back onto the road that you realize how fucking tired and bruised and mentally unstable the 3 of you are. You bypass Gamwell, not stopping, and the lights are off now in each of the buildings, but it'll only be a matter of time before someone notices what happens and someone realizes that the 3 of you never came back. Your names were
Oh.
explicitly given to the Dodge brothers, so
I think I
there
gave someone
will-
my phone number
there
at some
will be
point.
consequences for this. Worry
We
not.
should return
Yeah.
the key.
Let's just leave it in the mailbox.
I was gonna say, I have the note from what's his face. We could wrap the key in the note and just leave it in the mailbox.
Or you could hold it on for your inevitable lawyer.
That too.
Yeah.
Either
There's
way,
also-
leave the key in the mailbox.
You slide the key in, and then head back towards Boston. It's a long drive, but eventually you can return. This is not your first Mythos encounter for the 3 of you, nor likely will it be your last, but perhaps you've earned a little bit of rest for a while. We'll have to see what comes of this. But yeah, so that was the Cracked and Crook'd Manse. Good job, team. Is there any immediate epilogue you want to give yourselves, or do we want to handle stuff in some downtime before we jump into turns page? The code.
Oh,
I think Monkey on the drive back is curled up on the back seat, which is covered in like little tiny chips of salt, asleep on the rucksack full of chips of salt, and is just like, looks very much like a child.
Yeah.
They've just curled up and
All tuck it
passed
out.
That's it. That's the last little vignette of Monkey on this drive home.
Perfect.
Bradley had a 10,000 yard stare as soon as he came out of that mess, and that kind of, I assume Isabella is driving because he is miles away. He's staring over the horizon. He thought the mythos could be, kind of civilized, intellectual pursuit, but apparently some parts of it just don't care.
Well, I think I noticed Bradley a little upset, and as we're driving along the road, I'll start after an hour or two, when the trip's just going, I'll start to kind of natter and say, well, so what's your diagnosis for that thing? Aggressive, addiction maybe? And I will try and drag him into still believing that it can be spoken to. But that is the soul of Bradley. We can't take it from him.
Yes. Yeah, some aggression issues. Substance addiction to people.
Frankly, I think I blame the parents.
Specifically,
Yes.
the mother.
the mother in particular.
A good
She's
place.
got a lot of
to
kids.
Good place to start. Yes.
All right.
The two of you drive off, and perhaps you'll look into the heritage of this particular creature, and perhaps you'll uncover its parent, the mother, and her 1,000 young. But fingers crossed you don't. And fingers crossed you never will. We'll leave the session here, but these three investigators will likely return as we jump into the next scenario in our playthrough of the Mansions of Madness. This is only the second of a mad mansion. They only get madder and mancier. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you so much, you three, for playing. This will be up on the YouTube imminently, and we'll be back next week for the next scenario. So we'll see you then. Have a good one.
Dave. Thanks, everyone.